catch me if I fall.
Good afternoon and welcome to WSL Live on LFS. This afternoon we've got a treat for you here this afternoon as the Manchester Derby wraps up match day 7 of the WSL. It's the first time that the WSL Manchester Derby has been held at Old Trafford, and we're set for a cracking atmosphere and a cracking game of football as well. Before we hand you over to your commentary team, let me just run you through the scores already this weekend. Chelsea dispatched Liverpool yesterday by 5-1 in yesterday's only game. In the earlier games this afternoon, Everton and Bristol City played out a 2-2 draw, and Arsenal overcame Brighton, who won against Manchester City last weekend, but Arsenal put them to the sword this afternoon with a 3-0 win away. Latest scores from both West Ham, Aston Villa and Leicester Tottenham are on the screen as it stands. Villa winning by 2-1 against West Ham, and it's 1-1 between Leicester City and Tottenham at the moment, around about 68 minutes to go in those ones. You'll hear live updates from those games as the goals go in from around the grounds in those two games. Right, well, our first ever coverage of the WSL this season comes to an end this evening. We will have more throughout the season, but this is one you're not going to want to miss. Manchester United versus Manchester City, the very first Manchester derby at Old Trafford, is on the way in just a second. Welcome back to WSL Live this afternoon. Manchester United against Manchester City, the very first Manchester derby at Old Trafford. And let's hand you over then, as you can see the teams on your screen. Let's hand you over to your commentary team of Natasha Dowey and Vicky Sparks.
In the WSL, their best finish in their history. They are unbeaten so far in the league this campaign, but for Manchester City, their title challenge has taken some early, perhaps fatal blows. They have already lost twice in the WSL this season. As Steve's just mentioned, no side has ever won that title whilst losing more than 2 games in a single season. I know we're still so early on, Natasha, but if City lose this, Is their title challenge over before it's barely begun?
It's crazy to say that, isn't it? But I honestly do think that's the case. I think it's how competitive this league has got now, is that you can easily give up the title so early on. So I say it's a must-win for City today.
Huge occasion, both on and off the pitch, as Manchester City prepare to get us underway. Recap of the team news: 2 changes for Manchester United. Lisa Nilsson makes her full WSL debut. Melvin Mallard also comes in. Riviere and Miyazawa drop to the bench. Huge return for Manchester City. The former United captain Alex Greenwood is back for them after recovering from a head injury. Lauren Hemp and Layla Wahhabi also start. Fowler, Morgan and Blackstad relegated to the bench. And at the start of this historic match, the players take the knee here at Old Trafford. The message against racism still clear. So it will be Manchester City to get us underway, playing from right to left in this first ever women's Manchester derby at Old Trafford, playing in the traditional home kits, the light blue shirts, the dark blue shorts and the light blue socks, as Khadija Shaw immediately into the penalty area, wins the corner off Millie Turner inside the opening seconds. Perfect start for City, Natasha Dower.
That's exactly what City want. Get on the front foot, get an early set piece. With the delivery of Raw, you know, the big players that they've got, Bunny Shaw good in the air, Kennedy good in the air. What a start for City.
Boos for Manchester City as they go over to this near side to take the corner. The City fans away to our right raise their voices. It's a packed 6-yard box and the header is flicked on and across towards Bunny Shaw. Manchester United still not quite got it clear. Will fall to Greenwood, heads it on and flicked into the arms of Mary Earps by Alana Kennedy just inside the 6-yard box. Well, they dealt with it eventually, Manchester United.
Yeah, they did, but no, that's exactly what City would have wanted. First to the first balls, first to second, first to third balls. That'll give them a lot of confidence going into this first couple of minutes.
So Manchester United in possession just outside their own penalty area. Good high press from Manchester City. Gareth Taylor's side. Lauren Hemp getting involved there. The Lioness, the Jays on the turn for Manchester United. A little push in the back there on Hasegawa. Allowed to go by our referee Cheryl Foster, and Manchester City steer it all the way back to 19-year-old Chiara Keating, who launches the ball over the halfway line, and it will bounce through to England and Manchester United's number 1, Mary Earps, who is in goal for the home side, who are playing, of course, in their traditional home kit as well. The red shirts, the black shorts and the black socks. Manchester United with the ball on the halfway line as we welcome listeners to the BBC World Service for this historic occasion here at Old Trafford, the first women's Manchester derby at this stadium in history. 0-0 in the early stages, and the ball is all the way through with 19-year-old goalkeeper for Manchester City, Chiara Keating, who incidentally joined City from Manchester United as an 11-year-old. Has been given the nod this season ahead of the more experienced Ellie Roebuck, former England number 1, and Sandy McKeever as well. As Manchester City turn on the halfway line, sent forward by Jill Ward out to Lauren Hemp, who gets the deflection off Hannah Blundell, and the ball goes out for a throw. So we were wondering what this lineup would be formation-wise for Manchester United, but Galton is playing at left back and they are sticking with the 4, which is their usual formation, very much so. So it's Hannah Blundell at right back, Letitia and Turner, and Galton complete that back 4. Toon, Zellem and Nilsson ahead of them, with Paris and Mallow. Jays up front as Manchester City play the ball into the penalty area, blocked away. Galton now in that left back position, defending as Manchester City swing it back in. It's flicked towards goal. It's an easy claim in the end, off the head of Bunny Shaw for Mary Earps. 0-0, but 3 minutes gone, and Natasha Dowie, former England striker, alongside me here at Old Trafford. City have started very brightly indeed.
Yeah, they have. Look, that's what City need to do. They need to quiet this Old Trafford crowd down here.
Manchester United are giving the ball away. Here's Khadija Shaw, edge of the penalty area, tries to feed Chloe Kelly, can't do so too much on it, but it got a little deflection, and it will be behind for a Manchester City corner. Something to prove here, Manchester City. That's what it feels like, the way they've started in this match.
Yeah, and it's not like Earps. It's a poor clearance from her, and with the amount of pressure that City have already put on United, you know, they can't afford to really have cheap turnovers like that. So City will be hoping that with this pressure they can get an early goal.
So Jill Ward, the former Arsenal player, Netherlands midfielder, is over to take the corner from this far side. The height is dangerous. Khadija Shaw and Alana Kennedy, but they play it short, Manchester City. Here is Hasegawa, plays it to the edge of the area, and Ward once more, now swung in by Wahhabi. Shaw was in there. Manchester United get the header away, and the clearance is completed by the French attacker Melvin Mallard, back there defending for Manchester United. Here is Nilsson, has it taken off her toes, but only as far as Ella Toon. who is Manchester United through and through, as Manchester City win it back, can't keep it in, Layla Wahhabi. And it will be a throw to Manchester United. But of all the players that will relish playing on this stage, Ella Toone put them right at the top. She rejoined them in 2018 when they reformed their senior side from Manchester City, made a handful of appearances for them. Childhood Manchester United fan. Says she always runs over to the Stretford end when she dreams about scoring at Old Trafford. And she's on the ball again, just inside the Manchester United half. Also says that she never normally does knee slides, but in her dreams, she slides on her knees the whole length of the pitch here. How she would love to get a goal at this, her beloved Old Trafford, for her beloved club, as Mary Earps clears up towards the halfway line, 0-0, 5 minutes played. I
don't think you can underestimate just how powerful that is, being a fan of a club. You know, I knew how it felt when I played for Liverpool, and you just had this extra 10% every time you put on the shirt because you love the club so much. And I think that's a really powerful weapon that Toone has, and it wouldn't surprise me if she goes and gets a goal today. Lovely ball forward from Alex Greenwood, but Hannah Blundell is there for Manchester United, plays it back to Mary Earps, who was being closed down by Khadija Shaw, and under pressure skews the ball straight out of play. Manchester City throw, the visitors very much on top so far here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Huge as well to have Greenwood back. Yeah, I think that is massive. When I saw her name in the starting 11 today, I don't think you know just how important she is on the ball, off the ball for this City team, and having lost their last 2 games, they'll be so happy to have her back involved. Out to the right hand side go Manchester City. Here is Chloe Kelly, the heroine of course of Wembley. I don't think she'll ever get tired of that moniker. I'll certainly never get tired of labelling her as that. As England won the Euros, she, like so many others, as Manchester City win a throw on the far side, is so used to playing on these big stages in front of big crowds, big occasions. These are what these players live for. And this is a huge match in the WSL, as Khadija Shaw does well, wins the corner for Manchester United off Melvin Mallar over on that far side. And Manchester United at the moment can't get over the halfway line, Natasha Dowie. 3 corners within the first 6 minutes. You know, I just think that says a lot. And going back to Chloe Kelly, I think if City are going to win this game, she is going to have a massive part to do with it. I saw them against Liverpool a couple of weeks ago. She comes on, scores 2 goals, gets an assist. She is a game changer. So corner to be taken from the far side for Manchester City. Again, it's into the crowded 6-yard box, and the header is just over the bar. They're really getting the height forward from the back. Kennedy was in there, Greenwood as well. And the header sails over the crossbar of Mary Earps. Alex Greenwood it was with the contact. And another warning for Manchester United. Manchester City really have them under the cosh here. Yeah, it's a great ball in there by Chloe Kelly, and that's what Alana Kennedy, one of her big strengths, is in the air. You know, she's an absolute beast. I played against her in Australia and in England, and that's her threat. And City will be really playing for set pieces. They've got so many specialists on the pitch and players that are so good in the air. So it's, like I said, great first 5 minutes. This is exactly how City would have wanted to see it go. Here are Manchester United in possession. Lovely turn by their captain, Katie Zellem, another who rejoined the club when they reformed their senior side in 2018. That was a story for the likes of Zellem and Toone, as Hannah Blundell has it, and sent it all the way back to goalkeeper Mary Earps. You know, they came through the academies, they played for their beloved club for so long, but there just wasn't the option. They had nowhere to go. There was no senior side, and what a journey it's been for them. What a journey it's been for Manchester United, coming off the back of their best season in their history since reforming in 2018, finishing runners-up in the WSL. What can they achieve this season as they look for that first major trophy? Manchester City, though, have started very well. Yui Hasegawa plays it forward to Khadija Shaw. She's dispossessed, might have been fouled there, and referee Cheryl Foster waited to see if there was an advantage. There wasn't. Blows the whistle, and Manchester City have the free kick just inside the centre circle, 0-0. The pressing from City off the ball has been phenomenal, and I think that's why then Manchester United are turning the ball over so cheaply. You know, I really have been impressed with City and how they've started this game. Here comes Jill Rords down the left-hand side, trying to keep the ball in on the edge of the penalty area. Pulls it back to Lauren Hemby, tried to steer it into the far corner, but she doesn't get the angle right. And Mary Earps is right behind it, but that was a lovely move by Manchester City. Again, first ball, second balls, you know, getting first to everything. And if that had been on Lauren Hemp's left foot, I reckon that would have been a goal. You know, not her stronger foot, but it's a good effort. You could tell she was just trying to shape it far corner. But if you see here, you know, it's brilliant play by Raw down the line, and she does well to keep him. But look at Bunny Shaw's reaction to get onto it first. First to the ball, then they're onto the third balls and get a good effort on goal. And they're winning everything right now.
Good header by Alex Greenwood, but it's picked up by Jays, and she will bring it forward for Manchester United. First chance for Nikita Paris to run down the right-hand side. Perfectly timed tackle by Alex Greenwood on her England counterpart, and the ball is out of play for a Manchester United throw. Paris has stayed down. A few boos from the Manchester United crowd and the City crowd as well, I think. The away contingent for their former player. No love lost, is there ever?
Old teammates, you know, and obviously teammates with England, but that is exactly what Alex Greenwood needs to do. I'm back, here I am. First 50-50, win that tackle and leave a little bit on Nikita as well. And, you know, as a striker, it's key that you try and then put one back on her early doors, I think.
Manchester United win another throw deep inside Manchester City territory. 10 minutes played here at Old Trafford in this first women's Manchester derby at this stadium, and it is still goalless, but Manchester City very much on top. Manchester United, though, win the ball back and play it back to the halfway line, and will be played forward by Maya Le Tissier. Here is their captain, Katie Zellem. Out to the left-hand side they go, but they've lost it over on the far side, and Manchester City will play it forward once again. Another try in the rugby between Exeter and Gloucester. Adam Whitty.
Lewis v Samet has given Gloucester a 19-15 lead, 13 minutes to go. Collected the pass with a standing start, charged to the corner, but a lovely inside step. Saw him cut inside to dive over. Barton with a great conversion to extend the lead to 19-15 at Sandy Park, 11 minutes to go.
Thanks very much, Adam. Here at Old Trafford, it is still goalless between Manchester United and Manchester City in the WSL. Good work by Jays down the right-hand side. Good thumping, crunching tackle by Lauren Hemp. Sends the ball straight out of play for a Manchester United throw. Latest scores in the 3 p.m. WSL kickoffs: 1-1 between Leicester and Tottenham, and West Ham have equalised against Aston Villa. That is 2-2. Earlier today it finished Everton 2, Bristol City 2, and Arsenal were 3-0 winners at Brighton. That, of course, after Chelsea's 5-1 win over Liverpool yesterday. That sent them clear at the top of the WSL. Manchester United looking to close that gap to 4 points. Manchester City coming into this game already sitting 9 points behind Chelsea, but this, their game in hand. And City have the ball just inside their own half. Former England striker Natasha Dowie.
No, it's evened out a little bit now, the game. I feel like United have slowly got a little bit of a grip on the game and had a bit more possession. Still sloppy play though for United, you know, and this is the pressure of playing at stadiums like Old Trafford. I know I brought up Liverpool earlier, but every time Liverpool play at Anfield, they lose, and I think it's because of that added pressure, the history behind the club, you know, obviously wanting to win so badly, and sometimes as City players, you know, you have no pressure on you. So right now, these first 5 minutes, that's the case.
And now they're putting the pressure on Manchester United, and it almost pays off. They pick the ball up just outside the area. Toon urged to shoot. She thought about it for too long. Jill Rourke comes and takes the ball off her toes, and Manchester City will try and build with Lauren Hemp down the left-hand side. Good interception by Hannah Blundell, and Nalsson calmly sends it back to Maya Le Tissier. Yes, the Manchester United manager Mark Skinner spoke about pressure in the build-up to this one. Whoever deals with it better today will come away with the win. Their 5th game here, Manchester United's women. It's the first Manchester derby as the flag goes up against Nikita Paris. She's furious. The assistant is saying no. I was right. Whistle's gone. No VAR, of course. So the decision will stand. But they have won 4 out of 4, Manchester United, at this stadium before. Played West Ham a couple of times, Everton and Aston Villa also slipping to defeat. But Manchester City are a different prospect as they work it out to the right-hand side. And, of course, you have that added pressure, that added frisson of this being a Manchester derby that is so key to both of these sides, even early on in this WSL season. Manchester City with the ball midway through their own half. But with only 12 teams in the WSL, you know, and we keep coming back to it, no side has won the WSL after losing more than 2 games. Manchester City have already lost 2 this season, and that also feeds into why they have started this game with such intensity, with such pressure. Gareth Taylor, under pressure, knows how huge this game is as they work it down the right-hand side. Too much on that for Chloe Kelly, and it will go out for a Manchester United goal kick. Another try in the rugby. Adam Whitty.
Well, Gloucester have scored again and are on course for a shock win at Sandy Park. They lead 24-15. Seb Atkinson charging over on the right-hand side. Gloucester haven't won here in 8 years. Exeter haven't lost at all at home since October 2022. But it looks set for a big shock defeat to Gloucester today. They lead Gloucester 24-15, 72 minutes gone.
Manchester City's turned to close down inside the area. Hemp's shot was blocked. Ward tried to latch onto it again, and it's thumped clear at the back by Maya Le Tissier, but that was a little bit risky there from Manchester United, and we're seeing that from both goalkeepers so far, Natasha Dowie.
Yeah, we are, and I've actually put down on my notes earlier, Earps v Keating, you know, and the experience between the two, and unfortunately for Keating, you know, she had a bit of a mistake against Arsenal, which cost City, you know, 3 points when potentially they could have won that game. But today, for me, Mary Earps has started quite shaky. You know, a couple of poor clearances for her, and the experience. You know, she's normally, you know, playing perfection every single game. But the first couple of minutes, you know, if I was a City player, I'd be pressing her. I'd put her under pressure, because right now looks a little bit shaky.
Nicely worked down the right-hand side for Manchester City. Good defending at the back by Nilsson for Manchester United, and the ball's out of play for a City throw, just about level with that penalty spot over on the right-hand side. Yes, Mary Earps, 5th in the Ballon d'Or overall ranking recently, the reigning FIFA best goalkeeper and the Golden Glove Award at the World Cup as well, as England finished runners-up in the summer. Hugely experienced, but uncharacteristically shaky, as Natasha says, in these opening stages. Lovely turn through the centre for Manchester United as they race down the middle with Malar, and now it's laid off to Ella Toon. Toon inside the area, tried to pull it back across De Geys, and Manchester City make the interception and send it out to the left-hand side, where it will be picked up by Nikita Paris. But you can hear the anticipation every time Ella Toon in particular gets anywhere near the penalty area. Here goes Hannah Blundell, blocked away by Lauren Hemp. It's out for a Manchester United throw. They know how much it would mean to that childhood Manchester United fan to score here and do the run all the way down to the Stretford end, because United playing from left to right in this first half. They've got a free kick. Hannah Blundell going down under the challenge of Lauren Hemp. So set piece Manchester United midway through the Manchester City half, right hand side, 0-0, 16 minutes played.
I think Toon would definitely love that chance back. It's brilliant individual skill by Malar to flick it round the fullback there, and look at the way that she drives, you know, half a pitch here, and it's a great ball, commits the defender. I think Toon can take an extra touch here, and she just is off balance when she takes the shot, not like her, normally technically so clean. But again, this is what Manchester United have. When they're under the cosh, they still have those players that can punish City.
And here is a player that can punish any team from a set piece. Katie Zellem, their captain, their specialist from dead ball situations, has the free kick wide right. Touch a little bit further through the Manchester City half as she swings it into the penalty area, and the header wide by Leah Galton. Rose highest on the edge of the 6-yard box. She was under pressure from that City back line and flicks the header wide of the far post. 0-0.
Unlucky there. Great ball by Zellem, like you said, Vicky. You know, we know what she can do, left foot, right foot, and I think Galton just gets up a bit too early there and is hanging, and as the ball gets to her, she's on her way back down, so can't really generate enough power. But it's warning signs, and this is what United need to do. They've stayed in the game, they've weathered the storm the first 5-10 minutes, now they're back in it.
Former England striker Natasha Dowie here with us on BBC Radio 5 Live. 6:06 follows the conclusion of this game at 6:30. Have your say on all the weekend's football action, and there is continuing reaction to the Cricket World Cup over on TMS. Australia beating India, upsetting the hosts, and you can hear more reaction as well on the TMS podcast. Download that from BBC Sounds. Here is Alex Green with squares to Alana Kennedy for Manchester City. Plays it forward, lovely driven pass, laid off by Chloe Kelly. They're playing some lovely stuff down this right-hand side. Manchester City and Shaw's into the area. Khadija Shaw, good save by Mary Earps. Well, she might have looked shaky on early doors in this game, Mary Earps, but nothing shaky about that whatsoever. Shaw in on goal, on the angle. Earps stands tall and makes a big save to keep it at 0-0. Manchester City corner.
Well, that's it, Vicky. That's exactly it. I say she's looking shaky the first 5 minutes, but then she comes up with that. What a goal that would have been. The ball out from Alana Kennedy. One touch around the corner by Chloe Kelly. Great run by Shaw. And unfortunately, this is summing up her season at the moment. Last season, that would have been goal 1-0. Right now, great save, but she's got to score there, in my opinion.
Corner for Manchester City from the right-hand side, headed away by Millie Turner. Good header out of the penalty area, will be picked up by the Japan midfielder Yui Hasegawa for City and sent out to this left-hand side. Poor pass by Lele Wahabi. One of 3 changes that Gareth Taylor has made straight out of play, and the ball is out for a Manchester United throw. 0-0, 18.5 minutes gone here on BBC Radio 5 Live.
Those moments though, Vicky, I've got to admit that you've got to go back to them. These kind of moments you're not going to get a lot in these games. So this is where, for me, she's gone the wrong side there. I think you've got to go across goal. You know, and I think these are why Mary Earps is, for me, the best keeper in the world.
Here goes Malvin Mallard, the France international, down the right-hand side for Manchester United. Paris wants it in the centre. Mallard cuts into the area, pulls the ball across, and the final delivery wasn't there. It was behind Nikita Paris. It was in front of Ella Toon, bisected the pair of them perfectly, and City clear away for a Manchester United throw.
What a start to the game, isn't it? It's end-to-end chances for both teams. If that was me and she's cutting, have a go, have a shot on your left foot. I know it's not a weaker foot, but if you don't shoot, you don't score.
Yeah, she's worked the space, hasn't she, as Manchester United send it all the way back to Mary Earps. It was a great run by Mallard, arriving on loan from Lyon on transfer deadline day. 4 goals already this season, including in the last match against West Ham that preserved Manchester United's unbeaten start to the WSL season. And she's got space again on this right-hand side, and they will find her. Mallard, will she shoot this time? She's urged to do so, deflected away by Alex Greenwood. Oh, they're shouting for a handball there. Or she had a think, Cheryl Foster, the ref, and she points to the spot. It is a penalty to Manchester United. Greenwood penalised, and Natasha Dowie, you can see why. The arms are so outstretched away from her body, and she's gone into the book as well.
Yeah, you could tell straight away by Alex Greenwood's reaction. You know, you could tell the guilty face. You know, it's so unlucky because you can see she's trying to get her hand down, but it's just not quick enough, and it's a yellow card, it's a penalty. But that's exactly what I mean. She gets onto her left foot and she takes the shot there. But yeah, it's a handball, you know, and you fancy Katie Zellem here. She normally scores the penalties, but yeah, good moment for Man United there.
So the former Manchester United captain gives away the penalty for her current club, Manchester City. And Manchester United with this opportunity through their current captain, Katie Zellem, to take the lead at Old Trafford. And Zellem does just squeeze it past Chiara Keating. And we have our first goal in the first women's Manchester derby at Old Trafford. And it goes to the home side. What a moment for Katie Zellem, the childhood Manchester United fan. She puts them ahead against their City rivals.
And against the run of play, you've got to admit, you know, I think City have been the better team so far, but like I said, the players have got in that final third, Manchester United, they will create things, and it's a good penalty. Too much pace for Keating. You know, could she have saved it? She just doesn't get a strong enough wrist on it. Unlucky, reads it well, but yeah, well done Katie Zellem, a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, she got a hand to it, the 19-year-old Chiara Keating, but as Natasha Dowie says, just wasn't strong enough. It's always one as a goalkeeper, isn't it, that if you get something on it, you feel you should have saved it, but the power took it past her. And Manchester United lead by a goal to 0, and they're coming forward again. We'll be back to the rugby in a moment, but Jays has gone down. Oh, that did look like a foul there, happened right in front of us. She's staring at the lineswoman on this near side, Jays, but it doesn't go the way of Manchester United. The throw will, though, on the halfway line. So, try in the rugby, Adam Whitty.
Well, we've just had the game finished, and Exeter have nicked it at the death. Henry Slade's kick from the Gloucester 10-metre line has won it with the final kick. They've won by 1 point, 25-24. Stu Townsend try, cut the deficit, and then Slade has won it. The unbeaten run for Exeter at Sandy Park continues. Gloucester heartbroken. Full time, Exeter 25, Gloucester 24.
Thank you, Adam. Elsewhere in the WSL, Aston Villa have taken a late lead at West Ham. They now lead by 3 goals to 2. And here at Old Trafford, it's Manchester United who lead Manchester City by a goal to 0. And suddenly the confidence is oozing through Manchester United as Alana Kennedy steers that back to Chiara Keating. Up to the halfway line goes that clearance, allowed to bounce by Mère Letitia, who guides it back over the halfway line for Manchester United. And here goes Malvin Mallard once again, black tape around both of those kneecaps for the France international, but she can't keep it in, and Layla Wahabi will prepare to take this throw for Manchester City.
It is its moments at this level, and I'm going back to, you know, Bunny Shaw's one-on-one with Mary Earps, and it's literally minutes between the 2 goals. And then right now, Manchester United on top, full of confidence.
Suddenly the nerves have dissipated as Jays comes forward for Manchester United. Almost dispossessed on the edge of the box, but does manage to feed it to Nikita Paris. Right-hand side of the area, good interception by Hasegawa as Paris tried to play it back to Jays. And Manchester City will be able to play the ball away. But, you know, it's flipped. The momentum has completely flipped. And not just the momentum, the composure with which both sides are passing. Suddenly, as we say, Manchester United's nerves have evaporated into the dark skies.
It's a crazy sport, isn't it? You know, the first 5 minutes, I think it was 3 corners to City, chance after chance. But United then get this goal, and it is the crowd of, you know, however many are here tonight, what is it, 50, 45,000? You know, they're backing their team, and as a player, you don't understand how powerful that is. So City really would have loved to have made more of that earlier possession. But look, City are a team that they'll keep going, they'll keep dominating possession, and I'm sure they'll get another chance, but then they have to take it.
Yeah, plenty of time to play midway through the first half. United lead City by a 1-0 in this Women's Super League derby, the first Manchester derby at Old Trafford, here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Here is Layla Wahhabi trying to win the throw right in front of the Manchester United manager, Mark Skinner, and does do so, and will prepare to take this. Mark Skinner watching on in that black coat, striding around his technical area as Manchester City have it on the halfway line. Over the halfway line now they go, and Angeldal will play it forward, cleared away, thumping challenge over on that far side by Maya Letitia, and the ball goes out of play for a Manchester City throw. United 1, City 0.
If I was City as well though, Vicky, they need to get Galton in 1v1 situations with Hemp or Kelly. You know, test her out. You know, she's in a position that she's not used to. So for me, get those key players on the ball, the likes of Hasegawa as well. She's a magician in midfield. Jill Roord. You know, I don't think they've got those key players into the game enough.
Manchester City with the throw over on the far side. Khadija Shaw will receive it back down the right hand side, whips the ball into the area looking for Chloe Kelly. It's headed away by Blundell for Manchester United, but City work it back to the edge of the box. Left hand side is Kelly, who swap wings with Lauren Hemp, and Kelly will play the ball into the area, and on the angle, that's half a chance for Manchester City. Goes wide of that post in the end, but decent running inside the penalty area, and an opportunity there for Philippa Angeldal. And indeed, it's adjudged to have got a deflection, and it will go behind for a Manchester City corner. But again, it's those runs that we've seen in this match. As much as Manchester United have stepped it up since the goal, they're not tracking those runs inside the Manchester City penalty area. Corner is swung in. Deep into the 6-yard box, Mary Earps gets a punch on it. Greenwood brings it down. Oh, was that a handball there? Greenwood launches over again. Well, there was half a shout from the Manchester City players, but Greenwood now is perhaps going to ask the question. No, she just jogs past referee Cheryl Foster, having given the penalty away at the other end for handball. Alex Greenwood. She does, we're just seeing a replay a little close up there, she does have a little shout towards the direction of the referee, but nowhere near the strength of appeals that happened at the other end. But a couple of bites of the cherry there for Alex Greenwood. Was there a handball in there, or does it come off the back of Jay's?
Yeah, originally I thought Jay's had handballed it there, but no, it's on her leg. Yeah, it looked like it, her hands were up, but luckily it was off her leg there. But Greenwood, when it bounced back to her on her left foot, I think she would have liked to have done better there. She was probably more focused on the handball and then switched off with the execution of her volley. It's good play by City there.
Poor clearance again by Mary Earps, straight out of play for a Manchester City throw, but she was taking a chance there, the way that she jumped Jay. She's lucky that it came off her leg, because her arms were as out as Alex Greenwood's were. Would have been a penalty had it struck them, but it didn't. As Manchester City come forward again, almost trapped by Roord on the penalty spot, but the ball will run through to Mary Earps.
This is much better by City now, and this is exactly what I mean. Getting your key players on the ball, Hemps, your Chloe Kellys, get your Bunny Shaws into the box, your Jill Roord, that attacking midfield player who can score goals, and this is where they'll get the success, and they've been doing that very well the last couple of minutes.
Manchester United leading by a 0-0. 27 minutes played here on BBC Radio 5 Live. Katie Zellem's penalty after the former United captain Alex Greenwood had handballed is the difference, as Zellem, the aforementioned, picks it up on the halfway line for Manchester United. Here is Millie Turner, will send it all the way back to Mary Earps. If we talk about the pressure that City have put on Earps, are you surprised that United, or maybe they just haven't had the territory in this game, but aren't trying to put the pressure so much on Chiara Keating as the whistle goes and the free kick is given to Manchester City just inside the United half? Because, as you mentioned, she's had an up and down season. She's 19, she's starting ahead of Ellie Roebuck, who's not on the bench even for Manchester City again. Sandy McKeever is, but was brilliant against Chelsea in the 1-1 draw, but has made several errors in games as well. If You and Mark Skinner, would that have been a real target for you?
Absolutely, yes. And look, she signed a new contract, so it shows the faith that he has in her, which is great, and I'm sure it gives her a lot of confidence, but she's young. This is a massive occasion, so yeah, if I was a striker for Man United, anything going back to her, I'd be pressing.
Manchester City trailing by a goal to nil. Play the ball to the edge of the United penalty area. Here is Lauren Hemp, does really well to hold on to that, tries to slide it through to Rord. Rord trying to latch onto it. Really good defending there by Hannah Blundell. Got a body in front of Rord. Now Blundell saying she didn't touch it. She's saying she shepherded it out. Referee Cheryl Foster disagrees, and it's another Manchester City corner as they look to level things up in the WSL. 29 minutes played in this first half at Old Trafford.
I thought that was a poor decision there. I thought Blundell did really well, used her strength and body to shield it out, so I think that's the wrong call there, and it gives City another great opportunity to get a good ball into the box.
So Rord swings it in. It's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box for United by Jays, and Katie Zellen will play it forward, and here goes Jays racing over the halfway line, sees the run through the centre of Ella Toon, and the flag stays down. Ella Toon just took it a little bit wide, just outside the penalty area. The back heel trying to find Galton is collected by Khadija Shaw. Lung-busting run from the City striker to get back there and defend, and she spreads the ball out down the right-hand side. Won't be kept in on the far side by Angledahl, and Manchester United have a throw end to end here at Old Trafford. Natasha Dowie.
Poor decision there by Ella Toon. What a ball by Jays to pick out Toon, and then she goes to the back heel. Actually, Jays has made a great run back post, but the composure for Zellen first of all. But look at this pick out. But if you see here, Jays carries on a run back post. Toon needs to then see that, but she's gone for the back heel and given away possession. And yeah, if I was Jays, I wouldn't be too happy with that. She's pretty much sprinted the whole length of the pitch.
Manchester United coming forward again. Here is Nilsson, plays it forward to Jays, and the flag stays down again, and Jays into the penalty area. Can she finish? Pulls the ball across. Oh, what a brilliant block! But Jays finishes from the tightest of angles, but the flag is now upside, or up on this near side for offside. What a finish from Jays! Absolutely outstanding, but was she offside as the ball came back to her? Manchester United so close to a second goal, but it stays at 1-0. Natasha Dowie.
Originally I was thinking, why is she not finished straight away? You know, it's great play again here, and a great run off the back shoulder. That's onside for me. You know, she's through on goal. Either pass it quicker here or shoot. But yeah, the ball's gone off the pitch, I think, yeah. But it's a good finish, but I think for me, their decision-making either needs to make the pass earlier to Nikita or shoot earlier. City have got lucky there.
Blundell plays it all the way back to Mary Epps under pressure, takes a touch, and Blundell fizzes it back into the penalty area. Manchester United give the ball away. We'll unpick that incident a little bit more in a moment, but City coming forward once again down this left-hand side. Here is Chloe Kelly, tries to ease past Blundell, who stands up well. So Hemp is there. They're both over on this left-hand side at the moment, incidentally, the two City wingers, Hemp and Kelly, the two Lionesses, and Layla Wahhabi is there as well. And Wahhabi will whip the ball to the edge of the penalty area, left-footed, cleared away by Manchester United, who lead by a goal to nil. Alana Kennedy plays it forward for City. Loose touch from Hasegawa. You can't take your eyes off this for a moment, and we're not doing so. Jays, right-hand side for Manchester United, trying to get past Greenwood into the penalty area. Excellent covering by Hasegawa, will clear the ball away, got a deflection of Jays, should go out for a City throw, and does. And Chloe Kelly will leave it, which allows us, Natasha Dowie, former England striker here with us on 5 Live, to just go back to that incident. So yes, as you say, the ball had just gone out of play before Jays trapped it and managed to squeeze it in from the tightest of angles. It had come off a City player, so she wouldn't have been offside. If they judged that to be a deliberate play, I think they probably would have done. It was a very deliberate interception. Brilliant one to stop it reaching Nikita Paris, but then the ball had just gone out of play. So right decision, we think. Of course, those angles, you'd be looking at the curve of the ball and exactly how far was it over the line. You know what? Just seeing another replay there, we're not seeing it from the best angle, but that was a tight one. But that is what they've adjudged to have happened, the ball to have gone out of play. Brilliant finish by Jays, but it's ruled out, and it stays at 1-0 Manchester United. But the movement there from United was outstanding. But as you say, she's being unselfish, trying to square it to Paris. Maybe she should have just gone for goal herself, as Manchester City have it with Layla Wahhabi down the left-hand side. And she will just slow the play down. Under pressure from Melvin Malar, who's had a good game so far for the home side. Now feeds it to Chloe Kelly, easing past Lisa Nilsson. That's really well played by Kelly. Pulls it to Rord, edge of the area. Rord, little deflection. 1-1. Mary Earps, wrong-footed. And Chloe Kelly gets all the plaudits for that ball in. Jill Rords getting the ball out from underneath her feet and levelling up at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United 1, Manchester City 1.
Do you know what I love? Chloe Kelly just giving it the big one to all the United fans. You know, the hands behind the ears. Come on, let's hear a little bit. Give me some boos. These players love it. These players love this kind of environment, the hostility of it, you know, that Merseyside derby. But this is what I mean about Chloe Kelly. You know, from nothing, she makes something. You know, tight, rolls her player, but even this here, brilliant, low sense of gravity to get past her, but then the composure. And this is where Rord, for me, is just brilliant. She is a goal-scoring midfield player. That's not an easy finish there. Anyone else could hit that first time, swing at it, but the touch, nutmegs, through the legs, there's nothing Mary Earps can do. And to be fair, I think this is deserved. I think City deserved this 1-1 game on.
Yeah, absolute credit to Jill Rord there. You spotted it for England striker Natasha Dowie. No deflection on that. It's just the way that she manages to get the ball out from under her feet and loop it into that far corner as Manchester United give the ball away. Khadija Shaw excellently blocked by Katie Zellum just inside the penalty area. And the curler is into the back of the net. What a goal from Lauren Hemp. And out of nowhere, Manchester City have come from a goal down to lead 2-1 at Old Trafford. It's a worldie from Lauren Hemp, and again she runs to the fans on the far side, those Manchester United fans, and puts her hand behind her ear. This is a Manchester derby. This has come to life, and City lead by 2-1.
I tell you what, you can't take your eye off the pitch. We're admiring Rord's goal, and then within seconds we're admiring Chloe Kelly. You know, it's disappointing for United here, so early from kick-off. Zellum getting caught on the ball, you can't get away with doing that. I thought Bunny Shaw, you know, had taken too many touches, but what a finish. And this is what I mean, on her left foot, she's different quality. Shaped it, top bin. You know, there's nothing Mary Earps can do there. And what a couple of minutes we're having here, Vicky.
It is an outstanding finish from Lauren Hemp. In off the underside of the bar, her first goal since the opening day against West Ham. What a game. What a game this is. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2, here on 5 Live in the World Service.
But Mark Skinner will be so disappointed. You know, to go 1-0 up, then to obviously concede 1-1, and then within seconds to go 2-1 down. You know, I think that'll be the most disappointing thing, especially so near to half-time.
Manchester United rocked. Manchester United shell-shocked. Final scores in the 3 p.m. kickoffs in the WSL. 1-1 it's finished between Leicester and Tottenham, and Aston Villa's late goal from Rachel Daly sees them in 3-2 at West Ham as Melvin Mallard goes down under the challenge of Chloe Kelly, and it's a free kick to Manchester United midway through the Manchester City half, and they will go back. You know, we talk about key turning points in this game. At 0-0 we had Khadija Shaw one-on-one for City, saved by Mary Earps. But the question over, did all of that ball go out of play before Jay's managed to finish for Manchester United from a very tight angle? I'd love to see another replay of that. It did look out initially, but it's one of those where if you had a camera right over the line, was the curve of the ball all over the line? That would have made it 2-0. Instead, it's 2-1 to Manchester City. Katie Zellum, who scored the penalty opener for United, stands over this free kick from the wide right-hand side and plays it down the line. Looking for Jays once more, went for the angle again, this time hits the side netting, and it's a Manchester City goal kick. Natasha Dowie.
I think this will encourage, though, Man United. They'll be frustrated, but I think the great thing about this team is they've got goals. And I think I played in teams where, when we won the league with Liverpool in 2013, we knew, even if we conceded 3 or 4 goals, that we would win 5-4. And I think this is a beautiful thing about this Manchester United team is, yes, they're losing right now, but they've got goals in this team, on the pitch and also on the bench.
Here comes Alana Kennedy for Manchester City. They won't keep it in on the far side with Alexandri. And the ball is out of play for a Manchester United throw. Manchester United, who have never lost at Old Trafford. They played 4-1-4 in this, the first women's Manchester derby at this iconic stadium. Can they do what Mark Skinner urged, to draw on the history of our club, all the massive moments that have happened on this pitch, but also make our own moments? They need moments as we approach half-time. They need them in the second half because they trail by 2-1 to Manchester City as Earps clears the ball out to this right-hand side. Looped up. Lisa Nalsund is underneath it. She won't reach it, neither will Malar, and Jill Ward will pick it up once more. Ward, who scored City's equaliser. Hemp has put them in front as Alexandri comes down the right-hand side. Here is the goal scorer of that second City goal, Lauren Hemp, edge of the penalty area, plays it to Alexandri once more, and now back to the Japan midfielder Yui Hasegawa. In field to Layla Wahabi, and again momentum shifts. The confidence now with which Manchester City are spreading the ball around as Alex Greenwood does a tight 360 away from Jays and plays it out to the left, and Layla Wahabi, nice little 1-2 with Chloe Kelly, and in field to Jill Ward. Has it taken off her toes by Ella Toon. Ball is cleared out of play for a Manchester City throw, and both managers are right out on the edges of their technical area. Mark Skinner of Manchester United, Gareth Taylor of Manchester City. And Taylor, who had been under pressure and scrutiny after those back-to-back WSL defeats, losing that long home unbeaten record to Brighton in the last match. What a tonic this scoreline will be for him and his team. They lead by 2-1. As Alana Kennedy for City sent it out to the right-hand side, and Angledahl. Here is Lauren Hemp, runs into Leah Galton, and the ball goes out of play for a throw to Manchester United. How would you assess Galton? We've barely talked about her really. How would you assess her performance at left back so far? She normally plays on the left wing. They made 2 changes for this game, Manchester United. Riviere's on the bench, so Blundell moved over to right back, Galton at left back. As Chloe Kelly drives inside the area and cleared away by Millie Turner for Manchester United. I really would love to bring you in, Natasha, but there's no time because this game is so frenetic and I'm worried we're going to miss another goal. So have a think about Leah Galton's performance so far at left back as Manchester City come forward down the right-hand side. They've gone back into their own half. We'll risk it.
No, do you know what? I think 1v1, she hasn't been tested yet. She'll be disappointed maybe for...
Oh, through the middle goes Chloe Kelly for Manchester City. Brilliant save by Mary Earps. The 2 Lionesses squaring off against each other, and Manchester United's Mary Earps makes another big one-on-one save. It's an outstanding stop from England's number 1, and Chloe Kelly there squanders a huge chance to put Manchester City 3-1 up on the stroke of half-time, but so much credit has to go to Mary Earps there.
We tried to risk it, Vicky, and it didn't work. They nearly scored. But no, honestly, this game is brilliant, and she's keeping Man United in this game right now because really it should be 3-1. Chloe Kelly, she'd want that moment back. You know, of her standards, she should be scoring that.
She'll take the corner. Chloe Kelly, right-footed, swings it into that 6-yard box, and it flashes all the way across. Nobody can get a clear contact, and Nikita Paris will bring it clear for Manchester United. Can't feed Toon back in for Manchester City. It was thumped into the area by Layla Wahabi, almost from the halfway line. Would have been an absolute stunner, but it's behind for a Manchester United goal kick. Natasha Dowie.
Galton, she hasn't been tested 1v1, but I think with Hemp's goal, she needs to get tighter to her for that shot. I also feel like then we miss her going forward. I can understand why she's playing there. You want to get all your players onto the pitch, and especially those front 3 that have goals in them. But I just think she's got goals, she's got assists, and we don't see that enough right now.
Lisa Nilsson has it for Manchester United in the centre of the park. Ball is played all the way back to Millie Turner, who goes back to Mary Earps, and again they invite the pressure on Manchester United. Earps better distribution this time out to the right hand side. Lovely touch by Hannah Blundell, who plays it over the top, and the flag stays down. No, it goes up against Nikita Paris, and she knew that was going to happen. Free kick to Manchester City. Just going back to Leah Galton, we spotted it in the warm-up because we were trying to pin down were they going to go with a back 4, which we thought they would, and they have done, or possibly mix it up and do a back 3. Unorthodox though that would have been. But when they were doing their drills, it was the 3 other defenders in Hannah Blundell, Maya Letitia and Millie Turner, with Jade Riviere, who's on the subs bench, almost doing those back 4 drills because Leah Galton wanted to practice her shooting. I mean, it kind of speaks volumes about where Galton would rather be. She stayed in that left back position, but interesting, as Manchester United have a throw deep in their own territory, you're part of the back 4, but you're not actually doing all the warm-up drills with them, you're doing them with the attackers. And
I think you'll see changes at half-time. I can see Riviera coming on and maybe Galton going up, maybe taking Nikita Paris's place. I think she's wasted in this left-back position, to be honest, for Man United, especially with the way the game's going. If they need goals, if they're losing, I can see that change happening.
City are really pushing. They've won another corner. They lead by 2-1, but they are finishing this first half how they started it, with drive, with endeavour, and looking to breach the Manchester United back line once more. Chloe Kelly is over again from this near side with that yellow headband and the blonde ponytail. Just clears a bit of rubbish away from her white boots and swings the ball in. Shaw is in there, can't make clear contact, and Ella Toone thumps away for Manchester United, who are so deep. Pretty much every Manchester United player was inside their own penalty area there. Ball bounces out of play for a Manchester City throw over on the far side. United 1, City 2 in the WSL on 5 Live and the World Service. What a first half it's been in the first Women's Manchester derby here at Old Trafford. Natasha Darrow.
I feel like I'm playing. I feel like I need my asthma pump right now. The energy is so high. But no, the momentum, it's fascinating. And I can't wait to see what players really take this game by the scruff of the neck and want to make the difference, really. Started with City, then United, now City on top again.
Ball to the edge of the area, headed away by Manchester United and flicked on towards the halfway line by Ella Toone. Forward now by Alana Kennedy, chested down by Khadija Shaw. Almost bumped into Lauren Hemp there, but does manage to keep possession. No, she can't. Very well defended by Galton. I'll tell you what, add that to your left-back column there, because she's done brilliant defensive work there, Natasha Dowie. The ball goes out of play for a City throw.
No, that was brilliant play. You know, Bunny Shaw and Hemp almost doubling up on her, and she did well to out-muscle Bunny Shaw, and then does a lovely skill to get past Hemp, and then the composure there on the ball. And credit to her as well. That's a proper team player, that, because she won't be happy playing at left back. I'm telling you that now. I know she'll be, people will say, oh, well, she's on the pitch and she's playing. She will want to be up, scoring goals, assisting, doing what she does best, but she's doing what she's been asked by the manager.
Here come Manchester City once again. Jill Raw plays it to the left-hand side. Chloe Kelly into the penalty area. Angles tight. Kelly goes for goal. Side netting. United 1, City 2.
These players as well, they're so good in these types of situations. I saw it with James for Chelsea yesterday. Do you show her inside? Do you show her outside? You can't win because they can use both of their feet. So there, Blundell does well, but then the way they move their feet and manipulate the ball so quickly, these players, the likes of your Kellys, your Hems, your Lauren Jameses, it's a nightmare to defend against them, to be honest. 3 minutes at a time at the end of this first half here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2. Here in the WSL on 5 Live. A reminder, 6:06 follows us for an hour at 6:30, and then we have commentary of Scotland against Norway coming up from 7:30, and you can listen to all the reaction from our first commentary of the day. Australia winning the Cricket World Cup against India. Full reaction on the TMS podcast. You can download that from BBC Sounds as the free kick goes against Manchester United midway through the Manchester City half. What a breathless first half it's been. Manchester United's unbeaten record in the WSL this season under threat. They trail by 2-1 against Manchester City. And just a word, Natasha, on how impressed you've been with City. I mean, we legitimately came into this match saying, look, if they lose here, title challenge could be over after 7 games. They have been nothing short of outstanding in so much of their play as they clear the ball up towards halfway. Manchester United will win it back on the halfway line though, and here goes Melvin Malar, and Malar is racing towards the penalty area. She's well held up by the sky blue shirt, stinks it forward, flag stays down, flag goes up against Ella Toone. Air shot in frustration as she saw that yellow and red flag raised on this near side. The lineswoman's been pretty quick on those, but just for a split second it looks as though it's going to stay down, but the chance is gone. It's a City free kick. But yeah, just a word on Manchester City's performance in this first half. Extremely impressed, but I think the great thing with City going into this game is, yes, they lost the last 2 games, so not great, but performances have been good. They've been creating chances, they've been dominating games. The only thing that was missing was putting the ball in the back of the net, and they've done that today. So yeah, credit to them. It's not easy to come here in front of this type of crowd and to perform the way they've done. So yeah, brilliant by City, deserved the win. 1 minute of added time to play. They lead by a goal to nil. 2 goals to 1, plenty of time. Still to play as Nikita Paris steals it for Manchester United. She's challenged by Laia Alexandri, but Galton will pick it back up, getting forward from left back, and this is what she can do in this left wing position. Whipped in by Galton, claimed by Chiara Keating. United 1, City 2, 45 seconds of added time to play. 47 minutes, and it's the first time Leah Galton's got into that type of position. So moving forward as well, if she is going to stay in that position, they need to get her into those type of positions more. And that's credit to City, because they haven't allowed her to be able to progress. But yeah, that's good play by Man United, and they're finishing this half strong as well.
So Chiara Keating, the Manchester City 19-year-old goalkeeper, just taking her time over this clearance. Talk about the chances that they've had in games that they haven't won. 35 shots they had in their defeat to Brighton, which ended that long home unbeaten run, and they lead by 2-1 here at Old Trafford, Manchester City, as the players make their way to that tunnel down in the corner. And Katie Zellem, the Manchester United captain, is running. She's running down the tunnel. She wants to get into the dressing room because Manchester United need to regroup here. It was her penalty that gave them the lead, but goals from Rord, quick fire, followed by Hemp, mean it's Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2 at half-time. Natasha Dowie.
Yes, Vicky Sparks and Natasha Dowie there, your commentary team. Half-time at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2 in the WSL, the first ever Manchester derby at Old Trafford. We will run through the first half, all the goals and all the action from the first 45 minutes from the Manchester derby, and bring you up to date with all the full-time scores from the other 5 games in the WSL this weekend. That's coming up after this short break. Welcome back to WSL Live on this Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, here on LFS. This afternoon we have had 5 WSL games already, and we're halfway through our final WSL game of the weekend. Manchester United against Manchester City from Old Trafford, the very first derby at Old Trafford. It is 2-1 to the visitors at the break. We had one game yesterday in the WSL. We had that coverage here on LFS, live commentary of that one. You can go back and watch that if you missed any of the action. 5-1, Chelsea ended up beating Liverpool yesterday. It was a very close game at one point. Liverpool were 1-1 at one point, but Chelsea came out, up the gear in the second half and put Liverpool to the sword with a fantastic Lauren James performance. 3 goals and an assist yesterday for Lauren James. An incredible performance from her to get the 3 points for Chelsea against Liverpool. 3 points that at that moment in time had them 6 points clear at the top. We'll look at the table after I'll go through these results. Everton and Bristol City played at a 2-2 draw this afternoon. Martina Piemonte put Everton ahead after 5 minutes in that one, before Amy Rodgers levelled it for Bristol City just at the end of the first half. It was 1-1 at half-time, but Megan Finnegan put Everton back ahead in the second half after 57 minutes before an 82nd minute equaliser from Amali Thestrup to level it for Bristol City again. It's only Bristol City's 4th point of the season, only their first draw, and only the 2nd time this campaign they have picked up points. Everton, it was a very close game in that one, 10 shots to 11 in that one. Bristol City just eking the shots there. In that one, ended 2-2. A more comfortable result for Arsenal away at Brighton. Brighton, of course, beat Manchester City last weekend in the WSL, but a more comfortable affair for Arsenal today. Stina Blackstenius put Arsenal 1-0 up after just 12 minutes in that one. That was the way it stood for quite a long time in the game until the 80th minute when Caitlin Ford doubled the lead for Arsenal. Brighton had a few spells of possession between the first and second Arsenal goals, but nothing of real great intent. They made three changes early in the second half, did Brighton, to try and change their fortunes, but they couldn't do so in the end. Caitlin Ford with the second for Arsenal, and the third was scored by Friedan Manum in the 95th minute to give Arsenal a 3-0 lead and a 3-0 win away at Brighton, who so far this weekend are the only team to not have scored this weekend in the WSL, interestingly enough. To the later games which we had ongoing when we got underway here this afternoon at Old Trafford. We had a 5-goal thriller between West Ham and Aston Villa, which led to a late winner. West Ham took the lead to Vivian Asseyi, a penalty in the 27th minute. Just 4 minutes later, Anna Patton had levelled it for Villa, before Adriana Leon put Villa ahead in the second half. And in the 80th minute, Lisa Evans levelled it back up at 2-2 for West Ham, before Rachel Daly, who else for Aston Villa but Rachel Daly, in the 92nd minute won it for Aston Villa. A fantastic result for Villa, who before that were sitting joint bottom of the table with Bristol City. We're actually bottom of the table after Bristol City's point earlier in the afternoon, but that win for Aston Villa moves them up the table a bit, and West Ham are now under pressure a bit lower down. It's only Villa's 2nd win of the season. That one, and the other game that we wrapped up earlier this afternoon, Leicester City against Tottenham. Back-to-back 1-1 draws for Tottenham in a row against two high-performing teams this season in Leicester and Liverpool last weekend, and Leicester were the team to get a point out of Tottenham this week. Janice came in with the only goal of the first half for Leicester to put them 1-0 up 18 minutes in. That was how it stood until the 56th minute for Celen Bizet Aldersoy with the goal to level it for Tottenham, to give them a 1-1 draw. A fairly even game. Tottenham had more of the shots. They had 11 shots on target, Tottenham, to be fair. They made the most of their shots when they came, but they could not find the back of the net through them. Leicester held on to a 1-1 draw in that one. And the Leicester keeper, actually, Janina Letzig, made 10 saves in that one, so certainly kept her side in the game without doubt. And at half-time at Old Trafford, it's Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2. Katie Zellam, the Manchester United captain, put the home side ahead from the penalty spot after 21 minutes, after the former Manchester United captain, Alex Greenwood, had given away a penalty for handball. And then two goals in the space of a minute or so for Manchester City. Around about 15 minutes later, Jill Roord and Lauren Hemp back-to-back goals to turn the game on its head from 1-0 up to 2-1 down United at the break. And that will be something that Mark Skinner will be scratching his head trying to figure out how that happened. To be fair, all 3 goals really came against the run of play, because when Manchester United scored, City were on top, and when City scored both goals, Manchester United were actually on top. So all 3 goals have come against the run of play in that first half. Let's just run you through the table now. This doesn't take into account Manchester United and Manchester City result at the moment, because that game is still underway. But we can get the results, I think so. The table actually hasn't calculated a few results at the moment. It's calculated the early results, but not the late results, which is kind of strange. But let's just have a look at the table as it stands then. This is the way it looked after Everton's win Arsenal's win away at Brighton. So that was prior to kick-off between Leicester, Tottenham, West Ham, Villa, and of course this game. So it's not as up-to-date as it could be, but it hasn't updated yet, which is fairly strange. But the top of the table looks like this. The top two both winning this weekend, Chelsea and Arsenal. Winning quite comfortably in the end this weekend. Chelsea on 19 points, Arsenal on 16 points. Chelsea a much better goal difference than their London rivals, 9 better off goal difference than Arsenal. Manchester United currently losing, of course. They will stay on 12 points, but they will go behind Manchester City in the table. Man City will jump to third with 13 points. United fourth on 12. United one of only 2 teams alongside Chelsea to not lose so far this season, but they're on course for that at half time. Tottenham got their point. They're up to 12 points. They will be in 5th as it stands. Liverpool also beaten this weekend for only the 2nd time this season and 7 games. They are in 6th on 11 points, and then the rest of the teams all in single digits below them. Leicester on 8, Brighton on 7, Villa on 6, Everton on 5, and West Ham and Bristol City both on 4. West Ham in 11th, just above Bristol City on goal difference. That is the way the WSL table looks at the moment. From that point, we just tried to refresh that there, but they haven't updated that yet, so that's an interesting stat for you. But what I can tell you is the top 2 are where they are, and they're quite comfortable in their positions. Right, let me just tell you what's coming up on LFS this weekend. We've one more stream for you today, and that is the NFL action. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers head to the San Francisco 49ers. This evening we'll have live commentary from San Francisco from around about 9 o'clock this evening on LFS. Do join us for that game, which is set to be a cracking matchup. And hopefully, sooner rather than later, this international break comes to an end and we get back to real action, because we have this coming up for you in a couple of days' time. Yes, as you can see there, Thanksgiving NFL action. Thanksgiving's this Thursday, and we have a treat for you, certainly. Something to get your teeth into this Thursday and Friday. We have 3 amazing games to come for you, as you've seen there, from the NFL this midweek. Usually we do have one game on a Thursday, the Thursday night football, but it's a bit different this week, of course, with Thanksgiving. Let me just run you through those games. We have the Commanders heading to the Cowboys. That's on Thursday night at 9:30. Before 1:20 in the morning on Friday, we have the 49ers at the Seahawks. Before we head to an 8 o'clock kickoff on Friday night UK time, Dolphins at the Jets. And we will have action on next Sunday as well in the NFL, but we haven't confirmed that game just yet. We're waiting on confirmation from our broadcaster. Right, okay then. So, half time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2. A big second half for these two teams to come. A big second half where they both will want to go for the points, because this is a kind of a 6-pointer in terms of the title race. City can't afford to lose it. Manchester United, I mean, it won't be the end of the world if they lose it, but who wants to lose a derby? It's all about City pride in these types of games. A fantastic first half, a cracking first half really, which the second half will be on the way very, very shortly here on LFS. Just hearing from my radio stream about still chatting about other sports, when we will head back to Old Trafford for the second half commentary just after this short break. Welcome back to WSL Live. Then Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2 in this one. And we're going to head back to Old Trafford for your commentary team of Natasha Dowie and Vicky Sparks.
Flames launch into the sky again. A rather belated, yes, welcome back to the pitch by the Flames for the players. All of Manchester City's players are on. Of course, they're not there for them. They're there for the Manchester United players who are making their way onto the field. I forgot to say as well, Tash, when the players came out initially, I have never seen a smoke machine used at a game. They were coming out in clouds of dry ice from the tunnel away to the corner on our left-hand side here at Old Trafford. But we have certainly seen the theatrics, the drama in the first half. What a first half it's been in this first women's Manchester derby at Old Trafford. It has lived up to the billing. It's lived up to this historic occasion. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2, and a change at half-time for Manchester United. Nikita Paris is off and Jade Riviere is on. Now Paris, Manchester United's top scorer with 6 this season, but 3 of those have come in the League Cup. Jade Riviere on, and this is going to release Leah Galton to play further up the pitch. It was a really interesting tactical decision, wasn't it, coming into this game, and it's in many ways not quite worked for Manchester United as United prepare to get us underway in the second half. So Manchester United boss Mark Skinner has changed things back up to what is a much more expected back line, with Riviere over on the right, Blundell over on the left, and there she goes, off she is straight away. Leah Galton from kick-off running down that left-hand side as Manchester United get us underway. Galton into the area, won't reach that, and it's through with Kiara Keating.
Yeah, look, you can understand what Skinner was maybe thinking, you know, more attackers on the pitch, more of a threat. But yeah, it didn't pay off with Galton at left back, and it's great to see her now playing in her more natural position, and I think this is definitely a positive for United come this second half.
So Manchester City leading by 2-1 in possession as Angeldal goes down and belatedly does win the free kick. Manchester City playing in their sky blue shirts, the darker blue shorts for the women's side, and the sky blue socks. Manchester United, of course, in their home kit, the red shirts, the black shorts and the black socks. So City with the throw. Chloe Kelly will leave it for Laia Alexandri over on this near side and takes the throw. What will Gareth Taylor have said to his charges at half-time, Natasha Dowie?
More of the same. You know, everything that they've been doing has been really impressive. They've been front-footed, pressing well, dominating possession like we probably expect with a City side, took their chances really well. So yeah, let's start the second half how they started the first half.
Millie Turner sends it back to Mary Earps. What about Mark Skinner then for the home side?
I think he'll be more disappointed out of the 2 managers, but the good thing is they're still in the game, and like I said earlier, they have goals, but the manner in which they conceded the goals so quickly back to back, I think, will be the disappointing thing. But it's gone now. They need to use this second half as ammunition, and I think he'll be confident enough that they can get a result here today.
Here goes Angeldal for Manchester City, has 2 red shirts around her. Throw goes Manchester City's way, and Chloe Kelly once again will leave it for Laia Alexandri. So Manchester United now with Mary Earps in goal, the back 4 of Jade Riviere, who's come on at half-time for Paris, May Letitia, Millie Turner, Hannah Blundell. Ahead of them it's Ella Toon, Katie Zellem and Lisa Nalsund, with Leah Galton and Melvin Mallard supporting Jays up front as the ball goes out of play for another throw to Manchester City, who are playing from left to right in this second half. City with Kiara Keating, the 19-year-old in goal, the back 4 of Laia Alexandri, Alana Kennedy, former Manchester United captain who gave away the penalty that initially gave Manchester United the lead here. Alex Greenwood and Layla Wahabi make up that back 4. Jill Roord, Yui Hasegawa and Philippa Angeldal ahead of them, with Chloe Kelly, Khadija Shaw and Lauren Hemp up front. Hemp and Roord with those quick-fire goals that make it Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2, as the free kick goes the way of Manchester United. And a yellow card is brandished as well in the direction of Laia Alexandri. And Manchester United will have a set piece.
I think that was a little bit harsh, to be honest. I don't know whether I'm a bit too old school, but I think she's just using her arms there to protect the ball, and it's just unfortunately caught Toon in the face. You know, back in the day we would have just played on, but I guess the game's changed a little bit now. But yeah, good play there by Toon, good pressure to get United a free kick.
Manchester United play the ball over the top, looking for the run of Jays. It's headed away at the back by Alex Greenwood, once more by Katie Zellem, and now Jays will try and pick it up again for Manchester United, but she's dispossessed, and here goes Jill Roord for City, out to the left-hand side, and Lauren Hemp, the 2 goal scorers combining, as Khadija Shaw will chase this, gets there ahead of May Letitia, but the ball spins off Khadija Shaw and goes out of play for a Manchester United throw. Manchester United, who, as things stand, are being leapfrogged by Manchester City, who would move up to 3rd in the WSL table, 6 points behind leaders Chelsea, with 7 games played. This would be absolutely huge for resetting their season, wouldn't it, Natasha Dowie?
Absolutely, it keeps them in the title race, and I think the crazy thing and the exciting thing about the season so far is everyone's beating everyone. You know, you look at the table, Liverpool doing really well this year. You know, no one expected the start that Aston Villa had, but you know, it's not a case of there's a runaway team right now. Everyone's, you know, in that pack and it's tight, so this will be huge for City.
Ball is played forward by Manchester United towards Jays. Layla Wahhabi gets the contact on it for Manchester City, and Greenwood will square it to Alana Kennedy. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 2, here on BBC Radio 5 Live, as the ball is all the way back with Kiara Keating, the Manchester City goalkeeper. Brilliant distribution from the 19-year-old out to the left-hand side, and Wahhabi plays it forward once more to Khadija Shaw. She saw the run of Chloe Kelly on the right-hand side, so did Hannah Blundell. Comes across Blundell, but loses out now to Angledahl, who will play it back to Laia Alexandri, and now Angledahl once more. She's challenged by the United captain Katie Zellem, who plays it forward to Ella Toon. Lovely turn from the childhood Manchester United fan. Tries to play it forward to Leah Golson, but Alexandri is there, and Alana Kennedy, under pressure from Malar, will play it forward to Angledahl. Up to the halfway line now, and Chloe Kelly being hassled and harried by Hannah Blundell, who does really well there to get a foot in. She's so versatile, Blundell, very happy at left back as she is at right back as well. The ball is cleared away by Yui Hasegawa, and then Angledahl goes down. Manchester City win a free kick, which gives me time to ask you, Natasha Dowie, about Yui Hasegawa. Her positioning has been so good in this game. So often you think Manchester United are going to break away, and who pops up? Japan's midfielder Yui Hasegawa, just to steal the ball away at the vital second.
I had the pleasure of playing with Yui at AC Milan, and it was an absolute privilege. Sees the pictures that no one else sees, left foot, right foot, like I said, an absolute magician on the ball. And she is almost like what Kira Walsh used to be like for City. You know, the tempo of the play is dictated by her. You know, if she's not involved, they're not ticking. So she is so key defensively and going forward for City.
Lauren Hemp going forward for City right now, down the left-hand side, intercepted by Riviere, who will clear away, and Mallard is there for Manchester United. Under pressure, though, from Wahhabi, who's getting forward. They've really put on the press, City, in this game, and it's paid off, and it pays off there. Ball out of play for a Manchester City throw on the halfway line. But yes, Yui Hasegawa arrived last summer from West Ham, was named in the PFA Team of the Year and shortlisted for the Ballon d'Or as well. There aren't many players that can replace Kira Walsh, and in some ways she's not a like for like. I'm not sure anybody really fits the profile of Walsh, arguably the best defensive midfielder in world football, but the influence that Hasegawa has on this Manchester City team, as Bunny Shaw goes down over on the far side for Manchester City and stays down as well. Lauren Hemp won't latch onto that ball. It's all the way through with Mary Earps, but referee Cheryl Foster just stops play. A few boos for Bunny Shaw. It's a Manchester derby after all. But she stayed down over on that far side, and the referee is calling the Manchester City medical staff onto the pitch. United 1, City 2, 7 minutes gone in the second half.
I tell you what, the next goal, I know it might sound obvious, but it is so key, and I think this is where City can smell blood right now. If they can start how they started the first half, maybe potentially get a goal, go 3-1 up, then I think this game is theirs. But role reversed, Man United know that the next goal has to be theirs, you know, because 3-1 for me, then the margin's too big. So it is so key right now, this next goal.
Well, Khadija Shaw is receiving treatment. They're holding her head, the medical staff, and she's just holding her neck and wincing. Just seen a replay of the incident where she went down. Melvin Mallard comes and closes her down, but there didn't seem to be too much contact in that. Whether this just gives Manchester City's players a chance to regroup, as Layla Wahhabi and Chloe Kelly come over to have a word with Gareth Taylor and the rest of the Manchester City technical staff.
Well, they'll be praying that Bunny Shaw's okay, because like I said earlier, no disrespect to the City bench, but there isn't a replacement for her in this team, you know, simple. And I think moving forward, that's something that City will have to address. You know, you can't fill the boots, whereas you look at Man United, you've got a Rachel Williams that can come on, a Garcia that can come on. That's off. Just looking back at the replay of, you know, the Jay-Z goal that was disallowed. In a ball, the full ball is off. Yeah, so it's a correct call by the linesman. Great decision.
Yeah, we're seeing it there. Certainly there's grass between the ball and the line. I'd love to see an angle dead on just to see the curve. You know, we've seen so many, but you have to say from the naked eye, Natasha Dowie, as we just see a replay of that disallowed Jay's goal that would have made it 2-0 to Manchester United. It's 2-1 to Manchester City as things stand. All the goals in the first half. Curve of the ball, we think that's off as well from that angle?
Yeah, I do, but I just don't know why she didn't finish it like that straight away. She's making the finish look so easy. Why didn't she do it first time round and make her life a lot easier for herself?
Yep, she tried to square it instead to Nikita Paris. Brilliant interception by the Manchester City back line, and then Jay's managing to squeeze it in from the tightest of angles, but ball adjudged to have gone out of play. And Manchester United, from almost going 2-0 up, find themselves 2-1 behind. Now Khadija Shaw is up to her feet over on the far side, waiting to come back on as Manchester United get us underway here once more at Old Trafford, here on 5 Live in the World Service. On 5 Live, and now to have your say with 606, Robbie and Chris, ready to take your calls, and the lines are open now. 08085 909 693 as Khadija Shaw charges down, and there is the third goal for Manchester City. Mary Earps with the clearance, straight into Khadija Shaw, back on the pitch and back amongst the goals again for Manchester City. What a calamity for Manchester United. United 1, City 3.
That's a nightmare. You know, and the crazy thing was, I was looking down at the bench and Mark Skinner was tapping his head as into the girls to say, concentrate, concentrate. And straight away, that's what happens. And you could say maybe it sums up Manchester United's day with regards to that. Too many errors like that. But you know what? Bunny Shaw, that could be the change of her season right now. I was saying that she hasn't looked the same in front of goal. You know, not as prolific as what she was last year. There's a lot of pressure on her. You know, she's the only number 9 in this City team. So if she's not performing and she's not scoring, 9 times out of 10 they're not winning. But credit to her to even press that ball. And then look, you could say to Mary Earps she's unlucky, because any other time potentially that could have ricocheted off anywhere, but it's gone straight into the goal. But overplaying maybe in the wrong areas as well. It's just decision making, isn't it? I know Man United want to play, but there's a time and a place. But credit to Bunny Shaw.
And Shaw knows what she's doing there as Mary Earps does clear away to Katie Zellem, low along the ground. What a moment for England's number 1, for Manchester United's number 1, that she will not want to relive. As Laia Alexandri for Manchester City turns on the halfway line. Katie Zellem steals it. Lovely back heel by Malar, but Kennedy will get there ahead of Jays and steer it out to Leila Wahabi. Well, there's so much to unravel there. Again, I'm loath to come to you, Tash, because honestly, every time we look up, and again, there you go, good job I didn't. Lauren Hemp down the left-hand side into the Manchester United penalty area, pulls the ball across, Shaw's there, space, edge of the box, gets the shot away, curls it over the angle of post and bar. Manchester United are rocking.
Again, it's that momentum shift. City come out on top, but right now the problem is Man United haven't been able to switch that momentum. And credit to City, you know, they've come out, they've pressed exactly what they did in the first half, and they've got Man United on the ropes right now. And for me, I only see City going on and winning this game now.
Millie Turner under pressure inside her own area, but eases away from City's Chloe Kelly out to the left-hand side, and Hannah Blundell, but she's given it away. Yui Hasegawa with the interception. Ella Toone clears the ball away, and I'll tell you what are we, maybe about 30 yards away from Ella Toone. She is absolutely fuming. She loves this club so much. It's her childhood club. She adores playing here, but her body language, her face says it all. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 3 in the Women's Super League here on 5 Live and the World Services. Khadija Shaw plays the ball back to Alexandri, poor ball by Hasegawa, but she makes up for it with the interception, plays it forward to Shaw once more. It will roll to Angeldal. Now Kelly on the right hand side. Angeldal's continue to run, but Kelly It's held up well by Hannah Blundell. Does get the cross in there, and Mary Earps watches it all the way and claims, and Lauren Hemp is trying to stop her releasing the ball quickly, does so well. Mary Earps stares daggers, half at Hemp, half at the referee, and will now take her time. Right, I am going to come to you. There's so much to pick up about that goal. Let's talk first of all, as a former England striker, Natasha Dowie. Khadija Shaw knows exactly what she's doing there. That's not a fluke, it bounces off her. She steers her leg, she gets it in the right position. That is a finish. Yes, it's Earps' clearance that cannons off her, but she has finished that intentionally.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. You know when you're going to press a keeper, 9 times out of 10 the power of that shot will go back in towards the goal, and she's had a firm, strong leg, firm ankle. It's no floppy ankle, it's a firm ankle. You know, and for me, if she doesn't go and press that, she doesn't score. You see here on the screen, Manchester United. For me, sometimes I think United are guilty of overplaying.
No time to unpick Mary Earps. City coming forward again. Chloe Kelly's ball is cleared away. Right, Mary Earps as well in that goal.
I think, personally, don't overplay. First time, maybe look to miss out the press a little bit. I think maybe she's looking to overplay, which has then led to the goal being conceded. And again, it is decision-making in these high-pressured games. Both teams want to play. That's the way they set out to play. But I think there's a time and a place when you're under pressure, potentially, actually, let's just put our foot through the ball.
An hour gone. United 1, City 3 here in the WSL on 5 Live in the World Service. United again so deep. Kennedy tries to make the interception on the halfway line, but they have managed to play around it for now. Manchester United, Lisa Nilsson forced back though to the captain Katie Zellum, and they're forced back right into their own penalty area, and Mary Earps, all in bright yellow, will collect as we see a shot of Serena Wiegman in the director's box, the England manager watching on. And number one, of course, one of several players that she is keeping an eye on. But Mary Earps, she's had a really mixed afternoon as she launches it over the halfway line. She's made some brilliant one-on-one saves from Chloe Kelly and Khadija Shaw that at times have kept United in this game. But her distribution, as the ball is all the way back with her goalkeeping counterpart, Kiara Keating, her distribution has been questionable at times, and it really cost Manchester United there, with Khadija Shaw closing down and giving City this 3-1 lead at Old Trafford, a ground where Manchester United have never failed to win before. 4 out of 4 before this game. Are they to lose the first women's Manchester derby played here as City come forward again? Their tails are up. Here is Chloe Kelly, right-hand side of the area, pulls it across, it will fall to Rord, lays it off to Shaw, and she just miscontrols it under pressure. And Manchester United will clear away, looking for the run of Jays, but Kennedy is there again and will pick it up outside the penalty area and play it forward. And Gareth Taylor, look at him, this is great. Gareth Taylor was saying, just slow it down, Alana Kennedy. Now Alana Kennedy is shouting back at Gareth Taylor because she's played it over the halfway line. He yelled at her for doing so. She shouted something back at him. Manchester United play it to the halfway line. It's that difference, isn't it? When you're in the zone, it's so hard to take yourself out of it as a player and see the big picture, as Gareth Taylor can do as the manager, as Ella Toon wins the throw. I still can't bring you in, Tash. This game is being played at 100 miles an hour here on 5 Live in the World Service. Hasegawa with the foot in, dispossesses Jays halfway through the Manchester City half, and Manchester City finally play it backwards to Alex Greenwood, infield to Hasegawa. Let's risk it again, Natasha Dowie.
Credit to the players though, the energy and the fitness levels to play this game at this type of intensity. You know, it's phenomenal. Normally you see it in spells of maybe 10-15 minutes, but from start to now it has been non-stop. You know, and even talking about Alana Kennedy wanting to go forward, I think you're spot on, Vicky. It's a time and a place, when to play, when to get your foot on the ball, slow it down. Right now City are in cruise control, so I think actually they could do better at keeping the ball, making Man United run a bit, doing what City do best.
It's that classic phrase, isn't it? Game management, as Maya Letitia clears up towards Melvin Mallard for Manchester United on the halfway line. Mallard does well to hold on to it initially, but eventually 3 sky blue shirts around her. She loses it to Lauren Hemp. Now they go back. Angle dial to Alana Kennedy. Let's see. Oh, she plays it forward straight away again. That time doesn't get shouted at by manager Gareth Taylor. Nicely worked by Manchester City down the right-hand side. Good interception by Blundell. City throw. But that's the converse, isn't it? As a player, you've got all this momentum. You've got all this energy. Slowing it down sometimes can knock yourself out of your own rhythm. And it's always that balance, isn't it? But fundamentally, do you have to listen to your manager?
No, do you know what? You're spot on. It is that balance. Right now, you think, oh, it's 3-1. Let's slow the game down, manage the game a bit for the last 30 minutes or so, but then you're spot on. That could then allow Man United to maybe get back in the game. But then do you really go for it and potentially actually open yourself up too much and allow United maybe then more space to play and to get that second goal? So it literally is the balance, the experience of these players feeling the game, I guess, Vicky.
62 minutes played. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 3 here in the Women's Super League on 5 Live in the World Service. An Old Trafford record crowd for a Manchester United women's game that has been quietened by those 3 City goals. United, who had taken the lead through Katie Zeller's penalty as Alex Greenwood is fouled just outside the City penalty area. And the boos ring around Old Trafford once again, but it is turning into a very frustrating afternoon for Mark Skinner and his side. Manchester City, as things stand, leapfrogging them in the WSL table and getting their title charge back on track. Here is Kiara Keating, launches the ball, the City goalkeeper, up towards Khadija Shaw, who has scored that 3rd goal for Manchester City. Now Shaw's gone down, clutching her head. Referee Cheryl Foster has stopped play to allow Shaw to receive some more treatment. Manchester United, well, we look at the options that they have on the bench. They've already brought on Jade Riviere at half-time when it was 2-1. Lucia Garcia and, of course, Rachel Williams.
You know what, you read my mind. I was literally just looking at the team sheet then thinking, make some changes. You know, you've got 30 minutes to go, this is it. Get the likes of Rachel Williams on, your top goal scorer. Miyazawa, creative midfield player, golden boot in the World Cup. Get her on. Even Ladd, you know, I think she's so unlucky not to be playing today. Tough tackler, will do the hard work in midfield. And actually, I think maybe that's where United are losing the game right now, is that battle in midfield. I think City's midfield are coming up on top right now, so I think changes have to be made sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Yui Hasegawa for Manchester City is running the show at the moment. Good call, Natasha Dowie. Let's see what Mark Skinner does. While Khadija Shaw of Manchester City continues to receive treatment, all of the Manchester United players, bar Mary Earps, are over now. They're in a huddle. Mark Skinner is pointing and gesturing. He's actually on the pitch, Mark Skinner, as those red shirts surround him. No changes, it looks like, so far, although I can see Lucia Garcia down there with her orange bib still on for now. Is she receiving some final instructions from Manchester United's backroom staff? It looks as though she will be entering the field of play. And of course it was Lucia Garcia who scored that late winner when Manchester United and Manchester City last met. A goal that secured Manchester United's qualification for the Champions League and all but ended Manchester City's European charge last season. But it's City who are on top here at Old Trafford, leading by 3-1 as Shaw continues to receive treatment. And Mary Earps cuts a lonely figure inside her penalty area, bouncing the ball up and down. I mean, she's hugely experienced, but as a goalkeeper, you just have to put that mistake out of her head.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? I guess that position as well is the most frustrating, because really all she can do is hope that maybe she can come up with another big save. But it's not like a centre forward where you think, right, I've missed an opportunity, but now I can put the ball into the back of the net and help my team. So it's tough. Her teammates are going to have to help her out here, have to help her not have a bad day, you know, because, you know, apart from that, really, like you said, she's had some big moments. And I guess that's the crazy thing about being a keeper, and that's why I would have never have been one, because, you know, you can almost be a hero within 1 second and then the villain within 1 second, and it's such a tough position to play mentally.
Well, Khadija Shaw is back up to her feet, having received treatment. And she is very gingerly making her way towards the side of the pitch. So we wait to see, with them 3-1 up as well, whether she will continue. But of course, they know even against Manchester United that this is going to be a game that, even with the 2-goal advantage, they can't take these 3 points as read. They have to do enough to see this out, and they'll want, if she can continue, Khadija Shaw on the pitch to help them do that. So 6:06 following ours at 6:30. Get your calls in now, 08085 909 693. Robbie and Chris ready to take those calls as Khadija Shaw comes back onto the pitch once more. A few boos, more than a few, from the Old Trafford crowds. They feel that perhaps those 2 times she's gone down have been more tactical than anything else.
The only thing I would say, Vicky, when I look at these 2 teams right now, and maybe the advantage actually that City have, is the familiarity of each other. You know, you look at that front 3, that was the same front 3 of last year. You look at Man United, it's completely different players.
Here she goes, she's relishing the booze. Khadija Shaw, was she tripped there by Madeline Mallard? Yes, she was. And that is going to be a yellow card for the Frenchwoman as well. Mallard into the book for Manchester United, who are preparing to make a change. That's her last action, Mallard, to go into the book. She will be replaced by Lucia Garcia, looking for more heroics from her, Manchester United, after she scored the injury time winner in the last meeting with Manchester City. 2 goals behind now. Can the Spain international come on and make a difference for them?
She's definitely a player that can. You know, she's a goal scorer first and foremost, and she's got that hunger. She's a winner. It's a shame because Mallard's such a good player as well, but potentially just couldn't get her into the game as much as Manchester would have liked. But yeah, Garcia will be hungry to be able to come on and help Man United get back into this game.
So, free kick to Manchester City. Yui Hasegawa and Alex Greenwood are over this. Tell you what, if Greenwood goes for goal from here, it's the best pot of 30 yards out. Let's see, central position. They've got the runners on the edge of the box. Mary Earp stands in the goal. Here goes Alex Greenwood. She curls it in, looking for the run of Alana Kennedy. Poor delivery. It's behind for a Manchester United goal kick.
Yeah, that is a poor delivery by Greenwood. Kennedy's so good in there, and you can see she's unmarked, so just hang it up. Let her go and attack it, but she's got too much on that, and a wasted opportunity for a great position for City there.
So United 1, City 3 as Khadija Shaw closes down. Katie Zellem again. Manchester United get away with that when the deflection spins out of play for a Manchester United throw. So 6:06 to follow at the conclusion of this game. Then we have commentary of Scotland against Norway coming up for you. Tomorrow, Mark Chapman presents our coverage of North Macedonia against England, and on Tuesday it's Wales against Turkey. Plenty of action coming up for you here on 5 Live across the week, and we'll be back with the Women's Champions League as well on Thursday. Chelsea with their first home game of the group stage at home to Paris FC who knocked out Arsenal and Wolfsburg, last year's finalists in the qualifying rounds. Here comes Khadija Shaw, the villainess of the piece as far as the Old Trafford crowd are concerned, as Kelly's delivery into the area gets a little deflection and is cleared away on the stretch by Mère Laetitia. Blundell will help it on. Kelly allows the ball to roll out of play for a Manchester City throw. They have control of this game at the moment, City.
They do, and I think Rord's massive in that as well. Her mentality coming from Wolfsburg, that winning mentality, and I heard an interview recently, it wasn't about performances, it was about winning games. So now she's brought that to this City team, that little bit of nastiness, that little bit of edge that maybe potentially they've been too much of a nice team, City, a pretty team, but Rord's brought that kind of nastiness to this team.
Manchester City in possession down by the corner flag. Good play by Chloe Kelly, wins the throw deep in United territory off Hannah Blundell. Yes, Jill Rord, we've seen her do that for Arsenal as well, haven't we, in the couple of years she's spent there. 4 goals for the season now, having scored the equaliser here. Manchester City building on that with 2 further goals as Chloe Kelly fires that off her England teammate Katie Zellem, the Manchester United captain, and it's behind for a City corner. What do United do to change the momentum here, because it has to shift?
Well, right now they can't get out of their own half, and City are managing the game really well. But it's a case of getting their key players on the pitch. You know, for me, I don't know why Rachel Williams hasn't come on yet. They need goals. You know, oh, look, they must have heard me. She's getting her shin pads on. But yeah, spot on. This is what we need. They need to go forward. They need to be more direct.
City play the corner short, Greenwood and Kelly between them. Greenwood whips it in, left-footed, headed away by Millie Turner, comes to Khadija Shaw on the angle for City. She's dispossessed. And Manchester United can break with Lucia Garcia. 90 minutes to play. United 1, City 3. Now, she was definitely tripped there. Now, is this Alexandri? Who's the referee going to book here? Alexandri. Second yellow. Manchester City down to 10, and that is how quickly momentum can change in a game. Laia Alexandri stopping that Manchester United counter at a huge cost to City. A shake of the head from the Spain international, and now then, this has got very, very interesting. 18 minutes plus added time to play. United 1, City 3, City down to 10.
What is she doing? You know, such experience. You know, you don't have to foul her there. You know, you've got 4 players behind the ball versus 2 Manchester United players. You know you're on a booking. That to me is just pure stupidity. I'm sorry, it really is. And potentially could allow Manchester United back into the game now. Absolute madness.
It is a clear foul. She clips the heels of Lucia Garcia, and the momentum meant that it was always looking likely to be a yellow card, even though it's on the halfway line. Alexandri straight down the tunnel. Manchester United with hope. Well, red cards have been an issue for Manchester City this season. We saw it cost them against Chelsea when they had 2 players sent off. That's their 4th dismissal of the season, the most for any club in a WSL season. And we've only played 7 games. Will it cost them here at Old Trafford? There you go. It's not quite the commentator's curse, but there's a certain irony and symmetry to it. We were talking about what could change the momentum for Manchester United, and Manchester City have said, here you go, here's your answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Manchester United need to make the most of this extra player now. You can see Mark Skinner talking to his coaching staff, potentially change of formation, change of personnel to really make the most now of this extra player. Because actually sometimes, Vicky, it's harder playing against 10 players because now City can bank up, not really try and open them up. Let's just try and see the last 15 minutes out, and it can be tough.
Ball over the top from Le Tissier. Chiara Keating right to the edge of her penalty area. Comes and claims, gets a pad on the head from Alex Greenwood as well, the 19-year-old. And Gareth Taylor is responding with a change. Kirsten Kasparai is preparing to come on. How frustrated he will be on the touchline. And as you say, it was unnecessary from Alexandria. Yes, United were on the counter, but they had such a long way to go. As Katie Zellum scoops the ball forward, the Manchester United captain, and Lauren Hemp has lost out to Jays over on the far side, and now Jays is deemed to have fouled Hemp over on that far side. She would have won a corner, and Hemp, I don't think, has seen the flag go up. She's moving into the penalty area to defend that corner, then does a little loop because she realises she's won a free kick that she never really asked for. So City free kick over on the far side. Here is the change. Khadija Shaw is the player being sacrificed after that red card. She'll get a load of boos for the couple of times that she's gone down, but more so for the goal that she scored for Manchester City that still makes it 3-1, albeit City with the player deficit after that red card for Laia Alexandri.
Yeah, she'll be loving that reception. That's exactly what she wants. It means that she's had an effect on today's game, and she has. She deserved the goal with her work rate. I think that would do her confidence a world of good. Not that she probably needed it, but also off the ball as well was key. Didn't stop running today in that number 9 role. So a massive performance by her, but makes sense now bringing a defender on. They need to be tight these last 15 minutes plus extra time.
Yes, defensive switch for Manchester City, who lead by 3-1 here on 5 Live in the World Service. Netherlands international Kirsten Kasparai is on. Zangeldal hooks it forward for City. Maya Le Tissier brings it down for United. Sends it back to Mary Ebbs. Again, not the best clearance from Ebbs, but she did the key thing, which was steer it away from Chloe Kelly. But City have won it back on the halfway line. Forward from Angeldal. Loops over on this right-hand side. Won't spin out of play, so Blundell will pick it up. But that's really what City don't need. Just the harried, hassled pass forward. Just need to try and retain possession with their 10 players as much as they can and draw the sting out of these final 14 minutes for Manchester United, who are preparing to make a double change. Hinata Miyazawa is coming on, and that woman, Rachel Williams. Ball is all the way back with Chiara Keating for Manchester City. Spreads it out to the left-hand side, and Wahabi will play it forward now to Angeldal, but Narsund is there, intercepts. Angeldal wins it back, and referee Cheryl Foster says that is a foul. So free kick to Manchester United just inside their own half, and here come the changes. Ella Toon off, Hinata Miyazawa on. Just a word on Toon's afternoon.
Quiet performance for her, to be honest. Yeah, didn't have much of an impact. Couple of half chances that she didn't make the most of. So I think, yeah, she'll be disappointed today that she couldn't have had more of an impact on the game.
Huge roar for Rachel Williams, who comes on for Lisa Narsund. Well, they know what she can do, these Manchester United fans. Through the games that she's played at Leigh Sports Village, through her trips on the roads with Manchester United, and now here at the Theatre of Dreams at Old Trafford. Can she turn this nightmare back into a dream for Manchester United's women in the first women's derby here? They trail City by 3-1, 13 minutes plus added time to play. They have the ball over on the right-hand side. Here is Jade Riviere for United. Nice turn. Brings it back to Katie Zellum, who plays the ball over the top, looking for Rachel Williams. Cleared away by Alex Greenwood, and Yui Hasegawa will pick it up for City. Now to Hemp on the left-hand side. Back to Greenwood, who launches it up towards halfway. But it's a case of anywhere will do for City. And, with 13 minutes plus added time to play, United are going to enjoy a lot of possession if they persist with that tactic.
But they're good at scoring late on. So look, they're not going to be panicking right now. There's still time. And United are top of the table with regards to late goals. So they'll be full of confidence that they know they'll create chances, especially with an extra man as well. So they just need to be patient as well. Don't force balls. Don't be desperate. There's probably a good 15, 20 minutes left. Get an early goal now and you're right back in the game.
So Williams has gone up top. Jays will support her now from this left-hand side initially. But she picks it up as Hasegawa there with her. But Jays tries to go in field, runs into the brick wall that is Chilrod, and then the tight technical player that is Yui Hasegawa. But they've given it away, City. Spins to Lucia Garcia. Tried to play it through the centre. Galton tripped on the edge of the area. She wasn't going to reach that ball. Had she reached that ball, I think that would have been a penalty. It's one of those that you see contact so far off the ball. Hardly ever given those ones, but Lucia Garcia picks it up again, goes for goal from distance, and Keating just about does enough. Ball spins away behind and is given as a Manchester United corner. That's livelier from Manchester United. That's what they need, just something to test Chiara Keating, even if it's from range, and test her it did.
Yeah, they're up for it now. All the coaching staff as well are up on their feet. You know, it's a big last 10-15 minutes here.
United corner swung in, flicked across the 6-yard box, falls to Jays, little miscued shot, bobbles towards goal, cleared away by Alex Greenwood, and Lucia Garcia on the follow-up, trying to swing it back in, can only send it behind for a Manchester City goal kick. Now, Chiara Keating's gone down here. There are boos ringing around Old Trafford, but initially, after she saved that shot from Lucia Garcia, she did wave to the bench as if to say, look, I might have a problem here, but Manchester United were already getting ready to take the corner, so she decided to get back up. Let's see, Keating down, the medical staff are on, and it does just take the sting out of the game for Manchester United as Katie Zellem comes over and has a word with the manager, Mark Skinner. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 3 here in the WSL on 5 Live in the World Service. Natasha Dowie.
Yeah, well, this is where the managers get paid their money. This is where tactically they need to be able to come up with something to win the game. Mark Skinner needs to come up with something, and Gareth Taylor needs to think about, right, how can we see this game out now? So this is where, probably as a manager, they love it most. This is where they can come alive and express themselves and try and problem solve, and players themselves as well. So it is going to be a fascinating last 10 minutes. I mean, the whole game has been fascinating, to be quite frank. But no, it really is. And I do still believe Man United are in this game. I really do. I just think the players that they've got out there now, Garcia's, your Rachel Williams, Jay-Z, I feel like they've got goals in this team.
Lines open for 6:06 with Robbie and Chris. Have your say on the weekend's football. 08085 909 693. Chiara Keating is back up to her feet, the Manchester City goalkeeper. They are preparing to make another change. City, Steph Horton, the captain, is going to come on. So much experience as they look to see out this 3-1 victory. They have 10 players after the sending off of Laia Alexandri. Manchester United, can they capitalise in the final 10 minutes, or is it to be defeat for them in the first Women's Manchester derby here at Old Trafford, as the ball is cleared out of play by Maya Letitia for a Manchester United throw over on the far, Manchester City throw, I should say, over on the far side. And here comes this change. It's going to be a double change, in fact, for City. Laura Coombs is also going to come on, and Gareth Taylor, Natasha Dowie, is turning to experience.
Absolutely. I think Alex Greenwood's struggling. She's limping right now. She looks like she's holding her hamstring, so that is not good news for City and for England moving forward. So that's probably where Houghton's going to come in, and then also Coombs with her experience, mature head on her in midfield, just to see this game out.
Katie Zellem, nice footwork on the halfway line. We'll play it back to Millie Turner. United 1, City 3. Yeah, we will watch Alex Greenwood very carefully. Huge games for England coming up over the international break against the Netherlands and Scotland, as they look not only to win their Women's Nations League group, but also keep alive Team GB's hopes of qualifying for the Olympics in Paris next summer. So here are the changes. Steph Horton is on. Yui Hasegawa is off. That's an interesting one for Manchester City. The other change is Chloe Kelly, replaced by Laura Coombs.
I mean, I'll be very surprised if Alex Greenwood is okay, because right now she looks in a lot of discomfort. So I'm a little bit surprised she hasn't been taken off there. So I'm sure the experience of Greenwood, she would have let them know if she needed to come off. But I thought I saw her holding her hamstring, and I thought that Kennedy had actually signalled over to bench to let her know. But yeah, you're spot on with Hasegawa as well. She's so good at keeping possession in that midfield. So strange decisions, but look, he's the manager, he knows what he's doing. Let's hope that it was the right decisions.
8 minutes plus added time to play. United 1, City 3 in the WSL. Here live at Old Trafford on 5 Live in the World Service. Thumped clear by Steph Horton, getting involved straight away. Alex Greenwood looks to be moving all right for now. So Manchester City have gone to 5 at the back, hence that tactical change. Again, taking off Hasegawa, that is just an interesting one. We shall see if it pays off for Gareth Taylor and Manchester City as Lucia Garcia plays it forward. It's bodies now, bodies in front of that penalty area for Manchester City. Garcia down, no free kick, cleared away by City over the halfway line, and Millie Turner will trap the ball for United, who still trail by 3-1. 7 minutes plus added time to play here at Old Trafford.
The thing with the back five, though, Vicky, is that it invites pressure. That's the only probably downfall with it, is yes, it's hard to break through, but now City can't get any pressure on the ball whatsoever. So you're basically, for the next 10 minutes or so, going to be facing attack after attack.
Here goes Lauren Hemp for Manchester City as they win it back on the halfway line. Interception by Hannah Blundell. And the ball goes out of play for a Manchester City throw. Kirsten Kasparai in the pale orange boots will come over to this near side to take it for Manchester City. And now we're starting to see the game management that Gareth Taylor has almost been begging for on the touchline. She takes as long as she can over that throw. Laura Coombs tries to win the throw for Manchester City, but they've lost it. Blundell will play it forward. Here is Lucia Garcia. Good closing down by Kasparai and Coombs. Manchester United force back and go in field now to Maya Letitia, switching the play over to the right hand side, and Jade Riviere. She has the runners ahead of her, one of them's Miyazawa, but Riviere turns instead on the halfway line. Out to the right hand side she goes, and now back to Maya Letitia. Crossfield pass is good to Hannah Blundell, but Manchester United still just inside the City half. They need to get forward. They trail by 3-1 here at Old Trafford on 5 Live in the World Service. Good interception by Kasparai. Ball out of play for a throw to Manchester United.
And you, Manchester United women, hold your attendance. Thank you for your support.
And the attendance here at Old Trafford is confirmed. 43,615, smashing their previous home attendance record for a Manchester United women's game. Jays drives on the edge of the area, blocked away by Manchester City, falls to Miyazawa, miscue, and Keating can calmly watch it behind.
Yeah, I just think with the likes of Rachel Williams now in the box, they need to get more deliveries, get the ball out wide and get some deliveries into the box, challenge City a little bit more. Don't be desperate, but I just think this playing it around now, we're running out of time. You know, we need to be a little bit more positive now, Manchester United.
So Manchester City taking their time over this goal kick. Ball is up towards halfway, flicked on by Jill Ward for City, helped forward by Riviere for Manchester United. Here is Anata Miyazawa, Blundell wants it. Will be headed forward by Millie Turner. Lauren Hemp almost getting onto that ball. Sliding challenge by Hemp, advantage played as Miyazawa went tumbling. Manchester United still in possession. United 1, City 3 here in the Women's Super League. City reinvigorating their title charge. Manchester United's taking a hit. The ball is out to the right-hand side, cleared away at the back by Leila Wahabi. Out of play for a Manchester United throw. Have we seen as much as a response as we would have expected from Manchester United after that red card for City? Natasha's thoughts on that in a moment as Jays drives the ball across, goes out of play for a Manchester City goal kick.
The answer probably is no. I think they haven't used their extra player well enough. I think potentially at times they've looked a little bit desperate because of the situation, the stadium, you know, they haven't lost here. You know, it's a huge game. But also you've got to give credit to City. You know, the way that they've come tonight to the game today, the way that they've defended, the way that they've attacked, I think they deserve the win. I really do. I think they've had a great performance today.
Ball goes forward once again from Manchester United, cleared away by Steph Horton at the back for Manchester City and helped on now by Leila Wahabi. Lauren Hemp is playing as the solo striker up front. Cleared away by Manchester United but spins into the arm of Jill Ward. The City were looking to counter with the 2-on-5. Manchester United have it once again. 3.5 minutes plus added time to play. United 1, City 3 here on 5 Live in the World Service in the Women's Super League. Lines open for 606 08085 909 693. Give Robbie and Chris a call and have your say on all the weekend's football. The ball goes out of play for a Manchester City goal kick. Scotland against Norway commentary coming up on 5 Live from 7:30, and you can listen to all the reaction to the day's football on the Football Daily podcast. And do check out the TMS podcast as well, where we have plenty of reaction to Australia's victory over India in the Cricket World Cup final. Manchester City are almost there. 3 minutes plus added time to play. They've had to navigate the latter stages of this second half with 10 players after Laia Alexandri's red card. But they've won a free kick just inside their own half. They lead by 3-1. And Natasha Dowie, is it fair to say that Manchester United have quite simply just not been good enough today?
Do you know what? No, I think that's a bit harsh, truthfully, because I think in spells they've played some really good football, you know, and it's been inches potentially with the goal earlier that was disallowed. It literally is fine moments. I've got to be honest, give credit to City and just say that they've just been phenomenal today, you know, in attack and defence. So I think that's where the game's been won. It's not a case of Man United not turning up. I think they've played okay today, but I just think City have been the better team.
Here they come down this right-hand side. United, though, they're so good at scoring late goals in the WSL as the ball is flicked away from Rachel Williams before she can reach it. Here is Hanata Miyazawa, picks it up for United once more. Hannah Blundell, left-hand side of the area, and now Katie Zellem back out to the left-hand side, and Miyazawa left-footed delivery into the area, cleared away by Manchester City, comes out to Maya Letitia, who skews it out to this right-hand side, and Jade Riviere just inside the Manchester City half. 90 seconds plus added time to play. United 1, City 3 here on 5 Live in the World Service. Collected by Manchester City and Laura Coombs, who plays it into the centre circle, but there are only red shirts there. Letitia picks it up, and now Millie Turner once more, and now Manchester United are really turning the screw. They need to find 2 goals late on here. Leah Galton plays it forward to Miyazawa, down to the byline. Can she get the ball across, or will she win the corner? Goal kick took a little ricochet as she tried to play it round Kasparai. And another change is going to be made by Manchester City. Lauren Hemp preparing to come off, and Mary Fowler coming on.
Yeah, good performance by Hemp. You know, she's definitely someone that Gareth Taylor will be wanting to get contract signed. You know, he's got 8 players that are out of contract this summer, and she is one of them. So it's huge that they keep her. You know, so young still, star player for City, star player for England. Another great performance by her.
Well, she scored the second quick-fire goal after Jill Ward's equaliser to put Manchester City 2-1 up. Khadija Shaw adding the third in the second half. She has more than played her part, Lauren Hemp, and hers is the pick of the bunch. Wonderful curler from the edge of the box. Manchester City closing in on the 3 points. She is replaced by the Australia international Mary Fowler. The ball is out of play for a Manchester United throw. We await to see how much added time there will be as Hannah Blundell sends it forward to Jays. That key moment when the ball was adjudged to have gone out of play before she finished from a tight angle in the first half. It would have made it 2-0 to Manchester United. Shortly after that, City scored twice. 11 minutes of added time. 11 minutes. Well, we've had a couple of stoppages. We've also had the sending off for Laia Alexandru, but Natasha Towie, where's that come from?
I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm having a great time. So, yeah, give me another 11 minutes. But if I was a player for Man United, you know, I'd be happy for Man United, not too happy if I was City. I think that seems a little bit too long, to be honest. But, yeah, United will be happy at that. Plenty of time to still get back in this game and get these 2 goals that they need so desperately.
Well, it felt as though the chance had gone. We didn't think there would be that length of added time, but there is 11 minutes of added time. Manchester City with the throw, and now they've got to start eking it out all over again, and Kasparai is doing just that, putting the ball under his shirt, rubbing it dry, throwing it forward, looking for Mary Fowler, cleared away by Katie Zellem. But this is where we need to see the energy, the impetus, the belief from Manchester United. Are we seeing that still?
No, and I think that the thing is, as well as a player, is that when you want it too much, sometimes it can go actually in the opposite direction. And you know, I look at the likes of Jay's up front, she's trying to take on 2 or 3 players on her own. You know, Zellem there, normally technically so clean, kicking the ball off, and that's what happens, you know, when you almost start panicking. You know, they need to take a deep breath and think, look, we've got a good 10 minutes here. It takes only a second to score a goal. Let's just relax, play the football that we know we can play. But it's not that easy when you're playing against a really good City side.
Here goes Riviere down the right-hand side. Lucia Garcia will manage to pick up that ball, dispossessing Leila Wahabi, and wins the throw over on the far side for Manchester United. 90 seconds of the 11 added minutes have gone. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 3. Here in the Women's Super League on 5 Live in the World Service. Hannah Blundell sends it out to the left-hand side, and Leah Galton in field now to Jays, who turns and plays it back to Blundell once more, scoops it into the centre circle where Maya Letitia will control and sends it out to the right-hand side with Jade Riviere. She has the runners in the red shirts in front of her, loops it high into the area, headed away by Kasparai, picked up by Zellem, brilliant ball out to the left-hand side, and good vision to spot Jays, who whips the ball in, right-footed to the area, headed away by Horton, brought down by Millie Turner, the centre half for Manchester United, just outside the City penalty area. Looks as though she doesn't know quite where to go with that, Turner, so plays it back to Jade Riviere. Now she's on the right wing, swings the ball in right-footed, decent delivery, bounces all the way through to Jays, left-hand side of the penalty area for Manchester United, forced out of the box by Casper Rai. Jays, lovely little nutmeg, down to the byline she goes, pulls the ball across, it won't fall to her red shirt, and it's cleared away by Jill Roord on the edge of the area. Oh, that was a huge opportunity. If only Jays could have picked the pass, and she couldn't. It's out for a United throw.
Yeah, it is. Brilliant individual skill there with the nutmegs. Maybe actually could have even gone down, got a little bit of a tug there. But Man United are putting on the pressure now.
Here goes Leah Galton down the left-hand side, plays the ball in. Williams is there, falls to Garcia, blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box. Manchester United trying to latch onto it. They can't do so. City with the skew clearance out of the penalty area. Comes out to Galton, left-hand side. United 1, City 3. Zellem plays the ball back into the area, headed away by Wahabi for Manchester City and collected by Jill Roord. No nonsense from her, thumps it straight out of play, and suddenly it's Manchester City who are rocking.
Yeah, this is what United need to be doing. You know, there's no time to waste now. Get the ball wide, get crossed into the box, pick up first balls, pick up second balls. You know, just keep this pressure on City now. No messing around.
There is still time. We've played 3.5 minutes of the 11 minutes added on. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 3. City, who are down to 10 players after Laia Alexandri was sent off in this second half. Jays loses out to Angeldal, who thumps it clear, but all the sky blue shirts are back defending inside their own half, and Mary Earps has time to pick her pass. Earps, who was at fault for that third goal for Manchester City that gave United a mountain to climb, but they're trying to climb it now, and here's Riviere into the area, tries to go for goal, and Keating just about makes the save. Galton goes down then, ball is out of play. What will the referee do? She's given the corner to Manchester United. Well, Galton went down like she'd been clipped there under pressure from Casper Rai. Casper Rai also limped away after making that challenge. Decision is corner to Manchester United, but what a chance that was for Riviere, and Keating did enough.
Yeah, it was. I don't really think there's much more she could do there. There was no one in the box. She could only go for goal. It was a good effort on goal. Pretty easy save there by Keating.
United played the corner short. Blundell's ball into the area. Shays on the follow-up, blocked away. Comes to Letitia. Zellem with the curler, and caught by Chiara Keating. If it had the power, that would have been top corner, but it didn't, and Keating was there, and it stays United 1, City 3. But United coming closer in added time to scoring than they have done for the whole of the second half.
Yeah, credit to United. You know, they're not giving up, and we've seen that throughout the whole season. This is why they've scored late goals, because they will never ever give up till the final whistle. It's a good save there by Keating. She moves her feet really well and collects it. Yeah, like you said, Vicky, spot on. If Zellem had got more power on that, it was placed really nicely, but just not enough to get past Keating.
6 minutes of added time to play. United 1, City 3. City down to 10 here on 5 Live and the World Service in the first ever Women's Manchester derby at Old Trafford. Here goes Riviere out to the right-hand side. She's held up by Jill Roord just inside the Manchester City half. Now plays the ball over the top, looking for the run of Jays. Flag stays down for now. Jays will pick it up on the right-hand side, tries to play the ball across. It's behind. It's a corner right in front of the Stretford end. Manchester United continue to push. City lead by 3-1.
Yeah, they can't be doing any more right now. The effort's there. You know, now it's just a case of the ball dropping to them, getting on a Manchester United's head.
Swung to the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Alex Greenwood, who goes down. Riviere on the follow-up, straight down the throat of Chiara Keating, and Greenwood has stayed down here. She's now sitting up. Referee Cheryl Foster's just come over to make sure that Alex Greenwood is okay. And to Greenwood's credit, she gets up there. You know, she's only just back from a head injury that she suffered with England, but no gamesmanship there. Just gets up, ready to get back on with it. But Keating's positioning, you know, these are shots that if Manchester United get them right, they're going to test her more, but her positioning has been spot on as her goal has been peppered in added time here.
Yeah, you're right. And do you know what, Vicky? These defenders for City, it sounds a bit sick in a way, but they will be loving this. Alana Kenny's, Houghton's, Greenwood's, you know, this is what they live for, this kind of pressure where they're having to defend again and again. You know, this is what defenders live for, just like strikers live for getting moments to score goals. So they'll be enjoying this in a weird way.
4 minutes of added time to play. United 1, City 3 in the WSL. Ball into the penalty area, looking for the run of Rachel Williams. It's over her head, might spin to Galton. Good defending by Casper Rai, who's in presence coming on for City. Rear guard action at times, but she's done it well as Williams is dispossessed. Picked up once more by Hannah Blundell, just inside the Manchester City half. United now know the clock is ticking. They have to find 2 goals in the final 4 minutes. They've really pushed in added time, but Manchester City with 10 players are holding firm as Gareth Taylor's side edge ever closer to what would be a huge win for them to get their title charge back on track, to take them above Manchester United in the WSL table by a single point. Here is Hannah Blundell. Can United leave it late but pull it off late once again? Lucia Garcia, she did it last time. Clearance is against her and spins out to this left-hand side. Galton will allow it to bounce out of play. And the flag is up over on the far side. Offside. United thought they had a throw, but it's an offside. And it will be a free kick to Manchester City. 3 minutes of added time to play. They are almost there, Natasha Dowie.
We said it was a must-win, and it really was. So this just opens up the table again for everyone. Everyone's involved. There's a good 5 or 6 teams that are up there now, you know, fighting for this title. And this is what we want to see in the WSL. We don't want to see the same teams winning it year on, year out. So I think it's great, you know, for the table, for the league, that City are winning this game today. And you know what? They deserve it. 100% deserve the win today.
Out to the left-hand side as Manchester United look to make it interesting. But the throw has gone against them, and this game is going against them. Time ticking away. 2.5 minutes of added time to play. City lead by 3 goals to 1, and they've won the free kick as well, and Rachel Williams has committed the foul. And it looks as though in front of this new record crowd for a Manchester United women's home match, it is going to be bitter disappointment for United and Mark Skinner. This will hurt them deeply.
It will. And I was going back to the derby in Liverpool, you know, at Anfield, and I know we said that United have a great record here, Vicky, but it's different when you're playing against City. It really is, and that's shown today.
Manchester United just about win that ball away from Laura Coombs inside their own area. Rachel Williams will keep it in, but then the foot in from Angledahl will take the nick off Millie Turner, and it will be a throw to Manchester City midway through the Manchester United half as Gareth Taylor stands, hands in his pockets. Back-to-back defeats in the WSL for his side coming into this game, but they are going to end Manchester United's unbeaten run in the league this campaign, and they're going to do it at the Theatre of Dreams. Ball is cleared away by Manchester United's Leah Galton, but it goes out of play for a City throw, and moving her further up in her usual left-wing position in this second half. She still really hasn't had much of an impact on the game, Natasha.
No, too many frustrated figures in that Manchester United team today. You look at the likes of Toon, Galton, Nikita Paris that got subbed. You know, too many of their star players, unfortunately, just could not have the impact that we've seen them have this season for so many games.
Mary Fowler keeping the ball down in the corner for Manchester City as we enter the final minute of added time. Manchester is going to be blue in the Women's Super League here at Old Trafford as Kirsten Kasparaya whips up the away fans that are right behind where she's about to take this throw from. They're enjoying it. Over to our right. They have got the better of Manchester United often in the WSL, and they are doing so on a huge stage today as Manchester United win the free kick. But it will be to no avail as Katie Zellum gets us moving quickly. We've played the minimum 11 minutes of added time, and referee Cheryl Foster puts the whistle to her lips. Manchester is blue in the Women's Super League. The first ever Women's Manchester derby at Old Trafford goes the way of Manchester City. It was described as a must-win game, and they have won it with their best performance of the season. They've been outstanding. And Manchester United, for the first time, are undone at Old Trafford. It finishes Manchester United 1, Manchester City 3.
Thanks very much indeed, Vicky Sparks and Natasha Dowie. They are your commentary team for the Manchester Derby in the WSL, which Manchester City get the 3 points in. 3-1 win for City, and that one they were down to 10 for the vast majority of that second half, but that didn't seem to be enough to get Manchester United back into the game, and its victory for the first time in 3 games for Manchester City off the back of 2 straight defeats in the league against Brighton and against Arsenal. They're back to winning ways and move up to 3rd in the WSL ahead of Manchester United. Manchester United suffer their first defeat of the season this afternoon in this one, having picked up 12 points from their first 6 games, their first defeat of the season. Right, we're going to leave you in just a moment, but let's have a look at the scores then from this weekend's WSL action. Chelsea got the weekend underway with a 5-1 victory over Liverpool yesterday, in a massive victory for Emma Hayes' side, their first game since it was confirmed that she will be joining the women's US national team next summer, ahead of those Olympics next July. Big win for her at Stamford Bridge as well yesterday. Everton and Bristol City played out a 2-2 draw earlier this afternoon. Bristol City are bottom of the table, joint bottom with West Ham. Arsenal got a 3-0 win over Brighton, who beat Man City last week, but a comfortable victory for Arsenal in the end there, 3-0 away. Another away win this afternoon, Aston Villa beating West Ham, 92nd minute winner from Rachel Daly to give Villa all 3 points there against the Hammers, who are joint bottom of the table, and a point apiece at Leicester, as Leicester City and Tottenham drew 1 each. Back-to-back 1-1 draws for Tottenham. Leicester, who started the season pretty well, get another point on the board. And in the Manchester derby to wrap us all up this weekend, Manchester United won, Man City 3. The first ever Manchester derby in the Women's Super League at Old Trafford, and its defeat for United, certainly not what they would have wanted. A must-win game for City turned into a 3-pointer. A massive result for Manchester City. Poor result from United, but they will surely bounce back from that. City have Leicester in the League Cup to come in midweek, before they host Tottenham next weekend in the WSL. Manchester United head to Liverpool in the League Cup in the week before they head to Bristol City in the Women's Super League next weekend. That is the Women's Super League action for this weekend. I thank you very much for joining us on our 2 games this weekend, from Stamford Bridge yesterday and from Old Trafford this afternoon, as 2 massive teams, City and Chelsea, get 3 massive points. Right, still to come on LFS this weekend, Jets and the Bills. I offered you, give you wrong information at half-time, said that we were doing another game, but we're not. We're doing the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills from Buffalo, from Highmark Stadium. That's tonight, 9:25 on LFS this evening. Do join us for that one. Live commentary from Buffalo for that one. And we have a triple header of NFL action this Thursday to come for you. We'll leave you with that after this Women's Super League win. Manchester United 1, City 3. Let's find out what's coming up in the NFL this week.
Catch me if I fall.